is amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Water.
For the first time here for season 3. Davis on pole, Vanderkran in second. It's going to be sprint round action here tonight. Let's go racing here at Daytona. It was a good start there from Davis in comparison to Vanderkran in behind. Cowan's absolutely bogged it up and already dropped out of the top 3 here as they come down towards turn 1 for the first time. There's biffing and barging between Gallen and Cowan. These guys are still going at it after last season. They survived for this time by though. Through turn 2 and 3 they come. Nice and clean, boys. Keep it up as they come up to...
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannons insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannons.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Through turn 1, it was a horrible start from De Bono, who's absolutely bogged it up and gets eaten alive by Dixon and Gowans as they come on through. Through turn 1 they come, and they all spread out around in towards the first sector of the Silverstone circuit. They look all right at the moment. Okay, there's already been a car spun round. That's Jordan Ferguson offline.
Is green at Road Atlanta here as well. Faulkner did get away. De Bono is tucked in as well. Unfortunately, Houghton is on that outside line. De Bono does want to turn it to turns. He's got the job. De Bono's overtaken. Now can he get Ben Faulkner up through turns 2 and 3? They go round the right-hander, dropping down the hill. Faulkner's out in front. De Bono second. Houghton third. Ratcliffe in fourth. No real dramas going into turn 1.
We've always had a few cars. They're all special. The T-Bird.
Oh, that's mine.
The Combi for when we want to get away. The XR8.
It's going to be a classic.
They're all insured with Shannons,
We've also got Shannon's home and contents cover.
which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're motoring enthusiasts like us, it's got to be.
Shannon's.
Shannons, insurance for motoring enthusiasts. Call 134646 for a quote.
amazing. It was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Moskin, Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble bottle right now because tell you what, Bruce Tanek and James Dyke just absolutely drove away from us. Hayden trying to go around the outside. This is where he could have just sent it up the inside, but he hasn't implemented it, which is fair enough. It's very scary out there, ladies and gentlemen. Now let's see if he gets a good run. Dodds just absolutely think about it. It's a really nice move. Blake Delaney had to move out of the way.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to SRW TV for 2025. We are here for the Warren and Brown Tools V8 Supercars series, and we're back with a whole new ball game, a whole new generation, a whole new car as well has been introduced to us, as well as we've had a massive shake-up in the off-season. Before we talk about that, though, I'll introduce my co-host once again, Stephen Sinkovic alongside me. Sinker. It's a big change this year and this season. We've gone from having the Pro-Am and amateurs on the Tuesday night to now having split 2 and split 1. Finally, we have got enough for 2 splits here on the Tuesdays, and I am so excited because all of a sudden we now have the opportunity to have 2 top-level champions at the end of the Supercars season, and we also get to implement the former pro drivers on the Tuesdays as well. This is going to be huge.
It's we've sort of snuck in under the radar this year. We haven't really done a big hoo-ha about anything, I think. But as I look at the drivers, we've got 2 splits on a Tuesday. We've got drivers on a backup list for Tuesday night. We've got over 40. I think there's 45 drivers for Sunday. Every series is sitting. Thursdays is sitting on 45. Also, actually, it's even less. And Wednesdays, we've had a couple more entries in the last few days. I think we've got literally across everything, we've got less than 10 spots left for our 50-50-50, which is amazing. And thanks to all the drivers out there, obviously having fun and inviting their mates across, and it's spectacular. I've been pumped, super pumped. The cars look sensational. The V8 Mustang sounds amazing, absolutely delicious. And the boys at, I think it's the BJR car, they've copied it off. They must have a killer sounding car in real world. But to tell you what, mate, the characteristics of these cars are gonna open up the doors for a few drivers, mate. It's not as easy as or as delightful to drive as a lot of them thought it would be. But we'll see what happens.
I love racing this car. I love driving this car. I actually think ever since I first drove this car, I fell in love with it. It's been one that I think, we've been waiting for such a long time, and it wasn't necessarily a letdown for the majority of the community. Everyone was very, very happy with the car when it came out. Everyone's been having a lot of fun over the last sort of 1.5 months that the car's been out. I know a couple of leagues have been running already, but now we get to get into it in SRW terms. We get to get into it in the fact of we're back for Warren and Brown Tools V8 Supercars action, both on Tuesday and then on Sunday, which we'll get into more how the Sundays are going to work when we get to Sunday's show. But it's, this is going to be really, really special as first qualifying times are beginning to come in now, as Dan Bartish has gone top of the timing sheets here in qualifying.
At 86 driver, and mind you, a lot of these boys that have come across from other series has been spending a lot of time in the cars. A name just popped up in 3rd place, Stephen Lawrence, former champion with SRW as well. I think he won the AMS class in the second part of 2020, 23. So great driver there too. But it's what's the goss out there? What are the drivings telling you? I know that I've spoken to a couple of drivers, and they say that the tyres overheat at the front quite easily if you don't handle the corners smoothly and treat the car nice. Getting the rotation isn't as easy as the Gen 2 as well. But apart from that, I'm really hearing good things. Some people are saying that it handles like a bit of a boat.
So the drivers that I've spoken to, as our GR86 admin, Cam Hardwick, has an off-track at the back end of the circuit. So some of the things I've spoken to, so I've spoken to some top-level drivers like Scott Gamble and a couple of others. I've spoken to some mid-level drivers as well, and then also my own drivers in my own team. And also just kind of watching the top split of Strength of Field every Monday as well, just noticing how drivers are actually approaching this car and actually approaching each circuit as well. And the one thing I've noticed is the way that you get fast in this car is riding the rear tyres as much as possible. One of the biggest things was that I saw I was in a practice session with Brodie Kostecki when the car first came out at Watkins Glen, and the way that he sent this car up the hill through turn 2 and 3 was absolutely wild. Of course, setup dependent. You have to set up the car to be able to ride the rears like that. But he was literally just power sliding the car through turn 3 up towards turn 4 at Watkins Glen to the top of the hill. It was insane how much he was being able to push this car. So, you know, the way these drivers are going to be able to find pace is being able to run on those rears, setting up your car properly as well. You can't push too early. You push too early, you overheat the tyres. Yeah, it can absolutely hurt you to no end. As we see the freshly updated EWT East West Tasmanian racing team running around.
I was just waiting for you to catch your breath, mate. I was just waiting for you to catch your breath and say how good to see the boys, the fresh amalgamation we've seen, and the boys out there as well. A lot of names back, even in for the second split. So viewers, just in case you don't know and you haven't realised, yes, we've got split 1 and 2 tonight. Yes, you will see both of them live. Split 2 now, and we're going to transition straight into split 1 from here. So we're expecting a lot of the drivers to be watching from split 2 to 1, 1 to 2, and all their families. So get on board with Warren and Brown, because they are really come to the party this year. They brought board out.
Sinker as well.
Yeah.
It also means that we can only speak to the winner of split 2, because we won't have enough time to speak to the whole podium. So that puts the onus on getting the win as important as ever, because we're only going to have probably around about a 5-minute turnaround before we have to go to the countdown for split 1, which we don't talk during that countdown normally. So, you know, it's gonna put some onus on getting the win, but it also means that it's going to make it special to get those wins, because you're going to be able to get to shout out those sponsors on the stream as well. As Vandermeulen has a massive run into the wall there. The big off-season for him, of course, had a knee reconstruction in the middle of December, so he's running around with some screws and some plates in that right-hand knee of his.
Join the club.
One of the knees he has some plating in there as well. Also wanted to give a quick shout-out to Blake Warboys and his partner. They actually had their daughter last night, Ava, so congratulations to the Warboys on welcoming
Ava Stephen, is it?
Child together. Hey?
Ava Stephanie, is it?
So yeah, so big congratulations to the Warboys on welcoming their little
well
one
done,
into the,
well
into the
done.
world as well. So
there goes. That will change his lifestyle dramatically.
It will.
Jordan Mazzaroli has just gone and got himself the top of the step with a 1.27245, 2/100ths faster than Bartouche. What I was going to mention is, as this series progresses, we'll transition from split 2 to split 1 more efficiently.
We will, yeah.
Like I'll have my cams rolling, and I can always stick on track with the guys and watch the guys on track while Hamish transfers in the background. So we'll get those sort of transitions going. Last thing we want to do is really spend a lot of time with a countdown, and then you guys will disappear. We all know I can talk underwater, so while Hamish is paddling like a crazy duck in the water, I'll be just casually having a chit-chat on the outer. Now, don't forget, tomorrow night we have got the Formula Super Lights with some amazing news coming out of that soon, which we can't talk about there. But 45 drivers plus Thursday night, 45 drivers plus again for our Shannon's Toyota GR86 Nationals. And then Hamish House Friday night going a little bit of a slow uptake at the moment, but I think everyone's back now.
We keep all of our drivers who previously raced on the Fridays in the league. So the sign up is the sign up for Fridays, because it's unbroadcasted. The sign up for Fridays is actually for those who want to come and enjoy it on the Fridays. So we actually keep the drivers in the league on Fridays.
Cool.
From season to season. This season, of course, we've gone away from the Legends. We're now running the Pro 2 Lights for some dirt road racing, which I'm very excited about.
Yep.
I unfortunately
and
have to miss round 1.
I have to miss round 1. I'll be joining you on track.
Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Sinker. I unfortunately have to miss round 1 this week because I've had to adjust another broadcast as I have a 21st on Saturday. But I'll be there for round 2 to absolutely send some inside lines up the inside of a corner on everyone in the Pro 2 light truck.
And the touch after that, we've got, obviously that's free sessions, and then we've got Sunday night, which is we've gone for something a little bit different, where we're going to be following the traditional calendars, but we're going to be doing season 1 will go across season 1 and 2. So when the boys have got Scopes or Logitech, will be a buy round for us, so that way the drivers can still participate. So I was looking at the race a few weeks ago, or last week I think it was, and 4 of the top 10 drivers that race in the SRW series. So I'm pretty stoked with that, mate. It's going to be an absolute epic. epic season on a Sunday, and we've still got opening spaces. So if any of you fast boys out there think you've got it to take it out to James Scott, Round Leonard, War Boys, Gamble, there's more names I can't even think of the top of my head. So many people have come in, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's going to be massive, and I think as well with that series, obviously weeks when we run an enduro, for example, it might mean that it's a little bit more of a looser broadcast, obviously, because it's only every couple of weeks.
Much more loose than me and you.
Well, I don't know. Low rated driver Hamish sounds the best he has, but more volume on Hamish would be better. Okay, I'll turn myself up if you really wish, but I can get very loud.
Hamish gets very loud. Don't encourage him. Oh, look at this sideways drift.
Oh, Ferguson.
Rotation.
In the Velocity Racing Team car.
Yeah, one thing I did forget to mention is there is actually prizes from Warren Brown for the championship on Sundays.
Yep,
so first, second, and third in the championship will get prizes from Warren and Brown. We don't know exactly what they are now because they're still working it out, but it'll be more than a couple of $100 worth. I'll let you tell you that.
Oh, yeah.
And this season, the broadcast team and the drivers, whatever they race as an average point, we will be going for a big night at the end of the year. We will have the broadcast and RC's driver of the year. We will have a driver of each series and then an outright driver of the year as well. So we intend to have a big bash at the end of the year and get a big trophy away for that sort of stuff.
And I think as well, not only that, we'll also have our, the broadcast team of whatever series it is, we'll put some votes forward each week as well, or each night.
Yeah, that's what I said. The broadcast championship. Yeah.
We'll have a broadcasters drivers.
Be nice to us, yeah.
Yeah, you got to be nice to us. If you see us on track, we can bash each other on the Fridays. Chris, just everyone else has to leave us alone.
Yeah, correct.
That might sway the vote a little bit, possibly. Yeah. We've got around about 3 minutes left in qualifying at the moment. Jordan Mazzaroli is sitting top of the timing sheets. In the 061 machine. Dan Bartush P2
second.
Mate, this guy can almost drive anything, I feel.
He's been doing really well. He's been practicing with Tony Baker. Tony Baker. So they've been doing a lot of work together off season as well. So it's good to see, mate. There's some really good names up there. Cowan, Vandermeer, Hughes, Clutterbuck, Lawrence, Baker, McManus, Cupid. And the list goes on. There's still some really fast boys near the bottom end of it as well.
There are too. Tell you what, one driver we may have to keep an eye on tonight is Mr. Leak. Hasn't set a time yet in qualifying, but did manage to get down to the 29s in practice. So he did have a little bit of pace in him, did the old Leaky. We know he can keep it clean when he wants to. I want some early predictions, though, Sinker, for this race and for the Split 2 Championship as well. Obviously, it's a little bit fluid because some drivers may get dropped down to Split 2. Some drivers may get dropped pushed up after round 3. But at the moment, I cannot look past an Sim Sports driver, Sean Vandermill. This guy he's got something about him. And I predicted a while ago that he'll win a championship elsewhere in 2025, but I actually think this is the best opportunity he has ever had to win a championship in a V8 supercar. And for my money, I think this guy is probably the favourite out there. He got dropped down at the last minute from Split 1 into Split 2. He was supposed to race in Split 1 tonight, but he got dropped down today. So for Vandermill, I think it's his time to shine and his time to prove that he deserves a title next to his name.
Yeah, look, it's going to be interesting to see who settles in this car the best. Now, don't forget, a lot of people aren't used to this car yet. So the clean drivers in the first few rounds, the clean drivers are the ones that are going to pick up the points. Everyone else pushing on the edge are going to be going off track and spinning. So it's going to be very interesting. Don't discount people like Clutterbuck. Don't discount Cowan. And you know what? You just never know. We could have a few dark horses like Bartush, Lawrence, Baker. McManus is not a bad driver as well. There's a lot of as I go down this list, there's a lot of really fast cars. But I have to have a bit of a giggle though. When we first started V8 Supercars, when we first came to SRW, what it was before we joined, it was Greg Leake, Mr. Johnson, myself, and Dean in the V8 Supercars, having some fun and having a whinge, and it's good to see them both back on track together as well with Team Greg.
Yeah, it's great to have them back out on track, racing most nights this week, at least one of them on the road. Tonight they're on there together as Cowie crosses the line. He had a purple sector next to his name. It's not good enough, though, to go better in this session at this stage. We've only got a couple of seconds left, and being a sprint round tonight, Sinker, this is going to be the last opportunity. Cars have to cross the line now and set another time, otherwise they're going to get cut off, and I don't know if anyone's realistically close enough to do it. Cam Hardwick possibly, Michael Quash definitely not, Martin Lipsky definitely not, that's his last time. Peter Gretton's out on track, he's nowhere near close enough to the line to do it. So one thing we need to talk about as well, being that we're running 2 splits on the same night, the formats have now slightly changed. The sprint rounds are now 2 20-minute races. The normal rounds is now a 40-minute race. And I'm going to assume an enduro is a 60-minute race in each split.
So 3-minute timer is now started. So the boys are getting themselves ready.
So starting grid for race number 1. We don't want classes. We want overall, please. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's just how I organise the colouring. Jordan Mazzaroli will start P1 on the road here this evening alongside Dan Bartish on the front row. Andrew Cowan and Sean Vandermillen will start on the second row with Marty Hughes and Daniel Clutterbuck for your third. Hayden Cupid and Stefan Lawrence will start for P7 and P8 with Tony Baker and Kai Jones making up your top 10. Alex McManus and Ron Allen will make up your top 12 cars on the road this evening with Michael Quash, Cam Hardwick, Jordan Ferguson, your top 15. Jeff Arnold, Scott Weston, Brett Taylor will then line up in behind with Craig Healy and Kurt Nommensen making up your top 20. Martin Lipsky, Peter Gretton, Alan Mazzaroli and Di Feldman for your top 24 cars on the road with Corey Brand, Johnny Rowe, Josh King, Chris Tomlin, Travis Nielsen, Daniel Harding, your top 30. Greg Leake, Greg Johnston, and Brad Bays at the back of the field. Our race controllers here this evening, Matt Keane and Greg Barber in the race control booth. And that reminds me, I have to add Brad Bays to my list because he joined late. But split 2 is going to be absolutely massive, Sinker. We've got around about a minute and a bit before we go racing for the first time with a second split on Tuesdays. I'm very excited. I think this is going to be an absolute game changer for SRW. And I don't know, I'm absolutely pumped. Absolutely pumped for this.
Well, if anyone was around back in the days when we did this double rounds, the ratings were huge on those nights, and we expect them to be just as big at the moment. Zoe Vandermeulen, Zoe with a new surname. Congratulations on your nuptials, and I hope the wedding was fantastic. Mr. Icepick Peter Pav is out there as well. Go the Pelicans won't be racing tonight. The Bathurst is on at the moment this weekend, isn't it? So a few people are away for that.
Yeah, the real life 12-hour is
the real one,
this,
yeah. So we expect to have a complete grid, but even we say that, a complete grid, we've got 32 on the track today, even though we've got a lot away.
32 cars for 12-hour week is, especially for a second tier as well, that's immense. Like, that's fantastic.
Yeah, this is huge. And have a look at them curling around the top of that hill. This top of the hill is a real tricky part of this track, so there's a few sticky points in this track.
Those guys starting up on the hill are actually going to have a better advantage than the guys sitting right on the dip of the hill.
They will.
Because the rears like to light up off the start. This car can be difficult to get off the line, especially if you haven't got your line locker set up. So look for chaos early on. Look for carnage early on. Safety cars, it could possibly happen. This track, it loves to throw some dice rolls for us as well. We're 30 seconds away from the race start here for Split 2. We've got 2 races coming your way of 20 minutes for Split 2. Then the same thing for Split 1 straight afterwards, straight off the bat following the Split 2 action. As I said, the race winner from race 2, or the race winner from the feature, will be able to come and have a quick chat to us post-race. But we wait for the lights to go up for the first time this
season. The camera is on Scotty Weston in the middle of the field.
Very good.
So it'll be... and please remind me to change my thing to full field because it's just cutting out 20 cars.
Lights are up. 2025 is about to get the green flag for the first time in SRW. We are underway and it's green flag running. Cowie's had a horrible start off the line. So is Baker further back. There's contact already as they're into the wall off the race start. Absolute huge moment from it, but they're still rolling at this stage.
Still out wide.
As Bartish has taken the lead. Cars are off in the sand, including Vandermeulen, one of the early favourites for the title. He's out there.
She's gone sideways. Have a look. This is, more carnage at the top of the hill. This is a really tight track, this first sector. The boys have really got to be careful and looking left and right all the time.
They have to be absolutely on their A-game. And there's been a massive stack down at turn 4. Nommensen's been spun round in the Revolution E-Racing car. He now has to get it going once again. So a couple of cars off the circuit will hit the replays once we hit lap 2. But Bartish, he rocketed off the line, Sinker. He's already gotten past Mazzaroli. Cupid, he has been an absolute mover off the start up 4 spots, but Quashi's up 8, Weston's up 9. They're now both inside the top 10 as well.
Yeah, everyone's putting in some great pace. You know, you can see the drivers that are driving a single screens, the guys have got triples, because the ones with the single screens have no idea who's beside them sometimes.
As Cupid tries to defend against Cowie. It's the new boy versus Cowie, who's a former favourite. And a crowd favourite at that, as well as they run around the final corner. But Bartish is about to start lap number 2 as we hit the line.
Go Bartish. Let's see how he handled this tight right-hander. He's done well across here. This is a real critical point, getting that car really well positioned so that you get to this corner here and you can't get people underneath you. And then coming at the very bottom of these last few corners, going back up the hill, getting the car turned around the right way, getting the grip right, because it's an epic place to do a full rotation. This next corner here, very, very tricky to get it perfect, get the traction down, and easy to rotate the car.
Very, very easy to rotate the car at that point. I just want to quickly check out the race start of Mr. Tony Baker, because we saw him make some contact off the race start down in towards turn number 1. So let's just quickly check out what happened to him off this race start here. So this is on board with Tony. He had the car alongside the left of him as he got off the line. So he gets off the line, absolutely bogs it down. You can see the rear end is absolutely flicking.
Yeah.
And then there's contact. Then there's contact with the monster car, and it was only a bit of minor contact, but not one that you want to have at that point.
He was a passenger at that point. That rear end just snapped out of him.
Yeah. And then we also saw Van Millen as well.
Yeah, Ray Douglas Sinker, Jace is back, but he's in a Chev, but you've got to start Gen 3 in something. The only way is up from there. Yeah, mate, if he's not in a Ford, he's not doing it right, so he's got to start from the wrong foot all the way.
So that was absolute chaos ensuing at turn 1, Sinker. Then we saw them trying to find their way back on track. I just want to sit here with Vandermillen because there was a bit more action than happened around at turn.
Oh, he just rotated there.
Down at turn 3.
And there was another one down the bottom of the hill as well, which looks like, another one there too. That car
got caught up in it too, so not the best.
I don't know if there was lack of holding brakes there or what it was, but first round jitters.
Yeah, exactly right.
Oh, I'll tell you what. Still some amazing fighting going everywhere. Mazzaroli, who qualified the front end, is in the pits coming out now. Someone's just called in. 04 has called in a bump and run. That's Tony Baker. Someone's tapped him and gone for it by the sounds of it. Hang on.
If we can find that.
We've got brothers in the field.
We do, Alan and Jordan.
We do. Jordan Mazzaroli.
Yeah, it was Alan who started P23. That was who was involved.
Yeah, and Alan Mazzaroli.
Yeah.
So my correction, it wasn't him at the front spinning.
Oh, Kai Jones, though, getting caught out by it. So one thing you're going to notice in this field across this season, ladies and gentlemen, I mean, split 2, realistically, this is going to be the more tenacious crew of drivers, I think we'll say, Sinker. It's drivers at mixed levels. These guys are not necessarily, they're not necessarily top level, but I think we're going to see some phenomenal battling out there because they're all around the same
names in there.
I know. You know,
there's going to be some mega battles all the way through. Have a look at Martin Lipsky. He is he was fairly raw last season. His season 4 is when he started with us. He's sitting in at 17th place, mate, up 4 places. Whoever had that incident with Tony Baker has been told to readdress. I'm not sure which car it was.
It might have been McManus. So these guys have already had a bit of a coming together here tonight. Of course, they had it straight off the start of the race, like off the start line. So it might be McManus who had to give it up, possibly even Kai Jones. Of course, Kai, Hayden Cupid's teammate further back in the field. He's just outside the top 10. Hayden trying to chase back down Andrew Cowan, who's now made his way back past Cupid as we continue on up towards the front of the field. But Bartish, though, leading the way. He wants to get a win next to his name early, Sinker, in the Supercars. And well, he wants to try and lead this championship into the rest of the season. And what a way to do it if he could get it done here tonight.
They're pretty pumped. He was very keen. As soon as the car came out, he was asking questions left, right, and centre. I've got my camera on at the moment with Lipsky and Lawrence, Lawrence is races for Riot Racing, and he is fighting it out with Lipsky. Lipsky looks like he's come back with a bit of racecraft. Positioned that car really well through that left-hander.
He's been getting a lot more seat time across December and the start of January as well. I know he's been racing quite a fair bit in a couple of other leagues out there, so he's definitely trying to improve himself, and it's the proof's in the pudding. It's paying off for him at this stage. So hopefully this helps gives him a little bit more confidence as well, and hopefully he keeps on pushing forward. One thing I want to mention that Jack Anderson's just reminded me of in the chat, Johnny Rowe currently battling with some pedal issues in that Velocity Racing Team Chevrolet Camaro.
Monkey's running out of carrots?
Yeah, no. His throttle is actually getting, it's actually shorting out as he's driving around. So he's not getting kind of, I don't want to say more accurate, but more consistent throttle outputs. He's having a little bit of issues
electrocute every time I put the accelerator on.
Yeah. So yeah. Brad Hayes is mentioning, he's been racing in Split 4 over in Vets. He's been doing quite well for himself. So, but yeah, Lipsky, I mean, he's improved immensely, I must say. I mean,
yeah, well, Brad Hayes just said he's racing in Split 4 in the Vets, and his racecraft's improved heaps. And you can see by the way he positioned his car through those corners. These corners like this where we're on right now, they look easy, but you know what? Out on track, they are not that easy because you're trying to maintain as much pace, and it's so easy to touch the outside grass on this double right-hander here on the left-hand side, and then again you've got to get the nose pinched in, and there's a little bit of a camber right on the inside. If you can get into that, the car feels fantastic. And this is so deceiving as well, Hamish, this corner here. Downhill, then it goes uphill on the brakes.
You come in on
right here.
Yeah, you come in on camber, then it's off camber, then it's back on camber again. It's really, this place, it's deceiving. We mentioned a lot, it's deceivingly difficult as Lipsky's under pressure.
It's a lot harder than what it looks like on even this first main corner. To maintain pace through it is not as easy as it looks. So easy, as you can see all the stripes on the sand. It's so easy to go the wrong way.
Lawrence,
it's a tricky track for a track that looks simple.
Yeah, exactly right. Chaco's in the chat. Ferguson also excluded from driver of the danger, having home field advantage. Of course, Jordan is the only English driver in the field, so that's why he has home advantage. Well, he's not going to be happy if we go to Snetterton this season as well. So. That's 2 races he'd be excluded from that.
991 has got themselves a drive-through.
Let's have a look why.
Did he say 991?
Must have been.
We don't have a 99. Oh, yes, Andrew Cowan.
Yeah, it's Cowie. Let's have a look. Let's see if I can find something involving Cowie.
So I'm not sure who the incident was with. I can't quite hear in my iRacing ear as clearly as I'd like because my young boys decided to take the buds off my earbuds.
Oh, how rude.
Yeah.
And he hasn't told you where he's put them, has he?
Well, no, they're in the theatre room, mate. That's dark. You can't see.
No,
Hang on.
Yes, of course.
Ooh, car 451 drive-through penalty for unsafe rejoin. Sean Van der Meulen.
Yeah, that'll be, I would say, either off of turn 1 or possibly turn 3.
Harding's asked for a tow.
He has. Oh, my God. This could be our first safety car of the season. That is absolutely huge. What has happened to Daniel Harding at the back of the field for LCR Esports? Oh, he's just run it wide.
It's that rear end, I said. That corner is tricky.
It is. How in the hell has he ended up on his roof? Oh, okay, yep. It's a classic catch and grab.
The front end's clipped and caught.
Yeah.
The slowest. As he's rejecting a lot of parts.
That might.
Mr. War Boys, watching from the hospital. Congratulations, mate. What was the baby's name again, Hamish? Was it Elise?
No, Ava. It's Ava.
Ava Stephanie Ava Stephanie War Boys. Well done, mate.
Absolute crack up sinker. So I believe we've had confirmation that the safety car is going to be out on track for this one. Yes, it is. There is Mr. Barb.
Yes,
so safety car is out on track for the first time this season. And of course, good old Mazzaroli got the lead back from Bartish.
The bit of chitter chatter going on. The boys are going to get on top of them real quick. Oh, someone else has gone on the sand while they're under safety car conditions. Bit of chitter chatter in the background there. All right. Matty Keane is just letting them know that the safety car is there, so they're all getting ready to go. Tell you what, mate, I've been looking forward to this in the big way.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, someone's sitting just there.
Yeah.
Whoa, that's a
Who's
bad
that?
spot to stop.
Who is that on the side of the road? Is it? Oh, it's Alan.
Oh, that's a
Mazzaroli.
That's a bad spot to stop.
Yeah. What? How has he ended up there as he's come out of pit lane? Alan, what have you done?
Is he broken down, or is he?
Might have. So
Was he blowing the car up?
I don't know what's happened.
Is he just stopped?
It's like it's stalled.
I'm not sure.
That is very, very weird.
Yeah, that is weird.
I did not hear it splutter. Unless he left his qualifying set on and it's out of fuel. But he has been in the pit lane, so he's still going.
334 is towing now. Yep.
Yep. Well, he's back out there. He's still rolling his
That was a
Alan.
bit weird.
Might be having some issues maybe with his wheel or something. I'm not sure. Maybe the pedals.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
there might be fuel. He might have left the qualifying set on. Quite possibly. Mind you, they shouldn't.
Says fuel.
Yeah, well, he said fuel with a question mark, so it might be
okay,
fuel. But he kept rolling again, so I'm not sure. But, I mean, realistically, they shouldn't need a pit stop tonight.
No, not at all.
They should be able to make it to the end of the race.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. If it is fuel, he's just left the qualify. He's still rolling, so maybe he was letting the whole field go. I don't know, but now he's given up the opportunity to get a wave around, and now he's a lap down. So, very, very, very weird from Alan Mazzaroli.
Could be just a rookie mistake.
Could just be. You know, we're fresh in for the year. We've got some new names out there with us. You know, it's a long season, 9 rounds. You get a drop round in there. If this is your drop round, well, all of a sudden the pressure's on you for the rest of the season.
Yep.
Oh.
They're going to wave around. Cars are moving to the left. They're going to wave them around.
Oh, so he is still
Car
going to get
4,
his
Alan
wave around.
Mazzaroli.
So he's still going to get his wave around, but unfortunately for him, he's actually now, he's still going to be an extra lap down. He would have, if he had actually stayed where he was, he would have been back on the, well, 1 lap closer to the lead lap.
He should have just...
Should have just kept going. Like,
Yeah,
I don't know why he
should have
pulled
just
over.
kept going. Yeah, look, that's all right. It's just a rookie mistake that you'll learn from.
Yep, exactly. Lipsky Engineering getting a nice little view on the stream. Both 2 of their cars together on track. Gus Martin further back in the field tonight, P18 at the moment. So the first safety car of the year is out on track, Sinker, for split 2. Are we surprised it came off split 2? Oh, I think it was 10 minutes into the race.
Yeah, that's all right. That's good.
Are we surprised that it was split 2 that caused it? With the
Not at all, mate.
With the difference of.
Did you see
Oh
that?
my God! What has just happened?
Who's hit the safety car?
What has Alan Mazzaroli just done to the safety car?
He has just hit the shit out of it. Oh, no.
I think, unfortunately for Alan Mazzaroli, I think that might be a week off, because if you manage to hit the safety car whilst getting a wave around, like, that is just...
Oh, look, that's just rookie mistake, mate. It's just someone learning. It is...
That was...
yeah.
That might have to go down. We might have an early contender for moment of the year. Like, that is...
Oh,
that is elite.
that's...
Oh. Welcome to Gen 3, ladies and gentlemen. What? Actually, yeah, that's worse than what my dad did under safety car. He at least didn't actually hit the safety car. He just hit another car. But
oh my God. Safety car is in.
Well, it has to be. I mean, it's broken, you know.
Yeah.
Poor Barbs. He would have gotten the shock of his life just then.
Was Barbs driving it?
He was driving it, yep, because Maddie's the race steward. Oh my God, poor Barbs. I can't wait to chat to Barbs after the race about that one.
Oh,
that
I
is,
wonder.
that
He's
is
in
going to
VR
be phenomenal.
too.
Yeah, he
Barbs
is.
in VR, so he would have a great view of that.
Andrew, that wouldn't be the first safety car meatball. That'd probably go to Husey or Tyson. They would have caused the first meatball.
Yeah, but they were self-inflicted.
They were.
This is the first time. This is, apart from me taking out the safety car through... Oh, was that VIR? I think I was in the V8 or the 86.
Can we have a dishonour board of who's actually taking out the safety car, please?
And and I got that close that the whatever you call it just destroyed his car. There's no contact on my end, but his car just fell apart. But nothing like this. This was just that was me taking the piss. This was just lack of control, going straight through him.
Well,
oh dear me.
Jordan Mazzaroli, the other of the brothers, has got control of the field as we're about to get back under green flag conditions. He has gone green.
Green.
So green flag running once again.
Car.
He has indeed. Oh, yeah, we have to send that into iRacing, not top 10, surely, Sinker. Like, that is just... we have to. I hope Race Control will save the replay. We need to clip it and send it to them, because that'd be phenomenal. But what a way, you know, bad publicity is good publicity at the end of the day. And for Alan, he's just made himself famous. As there's been contact up at turn 2, Kai Jones is off the road and spun round there. So a heap of cars coming past.
He's in an awkward spot too.
He is. I'm trying to get a hold of him here, but he keeps on dropping positions. There he is there.
Yeah.
Off the road.
So viewers, what you got to see as well this season is the debris on track actually affects the cars now.
Yep.
So if there is a lot of dirt or a lot of mud, we've got rain coming as well. If it's on track, it's the cars can lose control from it.
They can.
So
the first time we saw it in SRW was the last Australian Open Wheel Nationals. It's the only time we've ever had it, because that was literally the first race the first and only race we've had after the update. We haven't been on track since then for a streamed race in SRW. So you know, this is the first proper regular series that we have that has the debris model on track. So.
Yeah, correct. So it's going to be very interesting to see how that affects out there. And don't forget, we're going to have rain this season as well. Oh, a lock up there. Yeah, it's 0.
Oh, Lipsky, big moment.
That's okay.
Unfortunately for that team.
On the right's in a bad spot. Keep moving forward.
The other one's Travis Nielsen, one of your cars, Sinker, off the road as well.
He's up the front there in the wall as well.
He is, yep. So
yeah, everyone fails. Yeah, look, everyone has their moments. Believe me, I've had more than my fair share.
Oh yeah, me too. 2 minutes left in this race, so it should be about 2 laps to go for Jordan Mazzaroli to get the first race win of the season.
Look at that.
Bartush has
Michael
done well.
Quash gone up. Ronald Allen done well. Scotty Weston made it up as well. This is pretty good. Scotty Weston up at 11 places, mate. That is sensational effort from Scotty. He's going to be up there as well this season.
Oh, I think he will for sure. Ferguson into the top 10 as well. Where does that come from? From the Brit, Craig Healy. That's a double EWT top 10 if they finish where they are. That's a great effort. Brett Taylor in the top 15, Sinker. So he's brought his last half of the season mojo to the first half of the season, it seems. If he can finish where he is, that'd be great.
My expectations are high for Brett Taylor. Yep. He needs to be in the top 10 of this field.
Yep, he's got a team around him now. He's getting a lot of practice in this car. I think now's the time for Taylor to
put your foot around Mr. Taylor.
Exactly right.
All
right. McManus off the road.
Butt in the seat. Top 10 finishes, mate. That's what I'm expecting.
Baker now comes on past inside the top 10. Ferguson and Hilly now up another position. That gives a double-digit point of cars overtaken for Craig Hilly. He's now up 10. Weston's up 11. Josh King now up 11 as well outside of the top 10. So some good goings here for a lot of drivers. But for Mazzaroli, he is 1 lap away of the Brands Hatch circuit before he is a race winner here on Tuesday nights for Split 2 action. Dan Bartush is 1 lap away from his first podium in the Supercar. And for Hayden Cupid on debut in SRW, well, this would be a great start to his season and his life here in SRW as well. If he can also get this done ahead of Michael Quash and Ron Allen, who we both know have got some absolutely immense skills. Ron been one of the culprits in GR86s of gaining some racecraft and some pace as well. And we know that Quashy's been in all around the SRW rooms for quite a fair while now.
Yeah, I was just listening to Martin. No, whether it was, it was Mazzaroli. They just told him, look, just sit that's this rest of this session out because it's nearly finished, and you'll go back to the grid for the second race for taking out the safety car.
As we come round,
he was very apologetic. It was obviously just a brain snap. He was just trying to get around as quick as possible.
For sure.
You know what? we have drivers of all caliber here, guys. Some of these guys, it's the first time they're driving
Jordan
a race in
Mazzaroli.
this car.
Jordan Mazzaroli crosses the line. The other Mazzaroli, one of them took out the safety car. The other one took out the race win here for their team. Bartish on the podium. Cupid P3. Quash and Allen inside your top 5. Weston, Clutterbuck, Ferguson, Healy and Tony Baker inside your top 10. Baker will start pole for race number 2. That's a great effort from him. And very lucky after the early contact. You can see the war wounds on that Mustang. Lawrence, Taylor, Feldman, King and Hughes, your top 15 on the road. Hardwick, Tomlin, Rowe, Gretton, Nommenson, your top 20, finished where he started. So it's a good effort from a lot of drivers to get up there and get in there as well. Leakey up 8 spots after early contact with Vandermeulen. So he did well to get that done. And unfortunately, the only non-finisher, Alan Mazzaroli, who is now famous in SRW for being the first person in a long while to take out the safety car.
How long's a warm-up? Warm-up is 3 minutes.
Yep.
So it's not much of a warm-up. It's get yourself some drink.
Have a
Hopefully
loo
my
break,
wife
get a
has seen that
drink.
my drink is empty,
Yeah.
and she'll get me another one. And then we'll get straight into the second heat.
Yeah, my partner's on a walk, so she's not here to replace my drink at the moment. So that's fun. So I gotta
Incident
do
with
that one.
Cowie 991 was deemed as a racing incident. Hang on. 919.
So Jack was saying there's basically 20 minutes until round 1 is meant to begin for split 1. It's going to be tight. It will be very tight. We may have to go the post-race interview for the winner of race 2 here for split 2. We might actually have a chat to them after split 1, possibly Sinker. Maybe we'll do it that way. We'll say to...
We can chat to them while you're switching over.
We can
And
do that.
we can chat to them while you're switching over, and then when you're switched over and join the field for the viewers, I can always jump in to the next session while we're getting ready. This is pretty cool. This is having these new cars out there. You can see people struggling with the way the cars are handling. There's a lot of spinning now. I think we're going to see a lot of spinning tonight, even with the twos as well.
Oh, we don't have chats to viewers. All right.
Yeah. Unfortunately, you don't. We do chat to you via the chat. So if you've got a question or have something that you want to ask us or inform us about, we will always try to do our best to get you guys involved.
Bloody Coleman in the chat. Hope you're well, Coleman. Thanks for joining us in the chat tonight, mate. Hope to see you on track this season as well. Great to have you out there.
Well, he's registered for tonight. I'm not sure if he's away or not, but I believe he's in split 2, in split 1. Sorry.
So I've just found out that someone...
It's not bad that you like to crash the wheel.
Someone who is actually a part of Velocity Racing team who Jordan Ferguson and Johnny Rowe race with, Mark Howard, actually works with Jordan Mazzaroli. So there's that.
Oh, there you go.
There's one of those little one-step separation
6 degrees
moments.
of separation?
Yeah, 6 degrees separation moments. So that's pretty cool. Rookie cold tire mistake, weird with that motion not working at the moment. Oh, Cowie. Well, you still had a good result though, Cowie. Or a relatively good result, I'll say. So not too bad.
Yeah, 100%.
Move on to race number 2 and you'll see what happens. So about 30 seconds though to the warm-up finishes, then we'll get into race number 2. The difference will be, it'll be how they finished in race 1, but the top 10 will be reversed for the grid of race number 2. Of course, 20 minutes in that race. It's going to be tight with split 1 for qualifying to start.
Surprise so far of the night, mate. Surprise of the night for you, driver-wise, not accident-wise.
I think Jordan Mazzaroli, maybe. Oh, no, actually, I was going to say Dan Bartish, but I know that he's relatively quick in things when he hops in them. And
Yeah, but you know what? First time out in a V8.
I think Cupid
in
actually...
in an actual race in a V8.
Yeah.
He's done really well, mate. He avoided the carnage early on.
I think
drove safe and got through.
I think Cupid was probably the surprise package for me, being that he is on debut. I think that was good to see that he had a solid result for him and his team, getting his first podium here. So that was good going for him as well. But starting grid for race number 2 will be as follows. For the reverse top 10 of the last race, Tony Baker will start pole position ahead of Craig Healy, Jordan Ferguson, Daniel Clutterbuck, Scott Weston, Ron Allen, Michael Quash, Hayden Cupid, Dan Bartish, and Jordan Mazzaroli for your top 10. And then after that is how they finished in race number 1. Stefan Lawrence, Brett Taylor, your top 12. Di Feldman, Josh King, Marty Hughes, Cam Hardwick, Chris Tomlin, Johnny Rowe, Peter Gretton, Kurt Nommensen, your top 20. Andrew Cowan, Alex McManus, Greg Leake, Jeff Arnold, your top 24. Greg Johnson, Brad Mays, Kai Jones, Travis Nielsen, Martin Lipsky, Corey Brand, Sean Vandermeer and Daniel Harding, and Alan Mazzaroli at the back end of the field. And I've heard that Barnes has apparently been seen in the medical truck getting his ego rubbed a little bit after that moment, Sinker, I must say. So hopefully...
Who's that?
Barbs.
Well, what did he do?
Well, he was in the safety car and he got hit, so his ego was hurt a little bit from that one. So
I think he's used to getting hit, mate. I think he's been hit a few times during practice sessions where people have tried to sneak in behind him. I'm sure I've been a culprit for that. Oh, how good's this look? You know what? It'd be good to have a nice sunny day in a good old Britain, but not the case today. At least it's not raining. Yes.
That's right.
Really looking forward to our first V8 race in rain.
Oh, it's going to be intense for a lot of drivers, especially if they have no experience in the rain. Like if they've been only driving the supercar in iRacing as well. But we'll see. We'll see how we go for the rest of it as well. But Baker is going to start pole. Healy P2, Ferguson, Clutterbuck. Your top 4 and Scott Weston, your top 5 off this race start. And hopefully for Baker, he's figured out how to get this thing off the line properly. Otherwise, he may give up that lead before turn 1. And Healy or Ferguson may just sneak on past him as well.
Yeah, well, you got some fast boys there. Weston, Quash, Allen, Ferguson, Clutterbuck, all got the pace we've seen tonight already. That Jordan and Bartouche have got it, so it's going to be very interesting.
It will indeed.
Di Feldman finishing 13th. Well done, Di.
That's a great effort from her.
Steph's not here from the Iron Ladies. Where's our clock ticking?
So
30
we're at
seconds.
30 seconds, just about. 2.5 minutes into the grid time for the feature race at this stage. Engines are beginning to rumble. Lights will be up very, very shortly. I think we need to expect a big move from Vandermeulen if he hopes to make it up the front by the end of this race. Same thing for Andrew Cowan as well. Could see some surprise packages from Nommensen, even Johnny Rowe, even Cam Hardwick as well. So there's definitely some surprise packages and some wild cards all throughout this 33-car grid. Lights are going up, though, for race number 2. Round number 1 of the V8 Supercars Split 2 action here, brought to you by Warren & Brown Tools. We are underway once again. It was a slow start from Ferguson and Baker. A great start, though, from Healy off the line. As we're under green flag conditions, but there's contact between the team. Greg Carr's off the start. Absolute
There's 3
chaos.
cars in pieces.
Absolute chaos off the start. Leakey and Johnston coming together before turn 1. The teammates coming together.
God.
It was a horrible start for
took out-
Baker as McManus and Gretton have come together up at turn 2.
Yep, don't reverse back. Hold your brakes.
Oh, it's tight.
Oh.
Back there as
Few
Healy
boys still-
takes the
few
lead.
boys still need to read the rule book, I think. Was that 2 teammates and then one of the cars that got hit by that was one of my boys?
That was Leakey and Jono coming together on the race start with poor old Trav Nielsen.
And they took out Trav Nielsen in the proper way the front's supposed to look, not the back though. Josh has done a little bit of extra colouring on the face of our
it's
car.
a wild ride on the grass for Stefan Lawrence. Gets
He's
it back
got
on.
back. He's done well to get that back, I tell you right now.
Yes.
The one thing you remember as well now, you go off track, you carry that dirt back on track, but also your tyres take a little bit of time to clean up as well, so you can't quite get back into it straight away.
Exactly right. You have to take your time and just try and keep yourself in check.
Healy doing well for the new team, for the combined resources.
He is indeed. He's doing very, very well.
Butters is an outsider for this season as well. He's,
I think so.
He's shown he's got some great pace on a Sunday night, and he's done well to get in the split too.
The first time in a while as well, Sinker, we have both Clutters and Kwashi on track together.
Yes, correct.
And they're both in the top 10.
Yeah. TMX boys back on track. Well, they've been a regular for us, apart from when they're travelling around the country together.
I think normally
Not
they.
together with them, with their families.
I think last season they just sent one car to track, and it's whoever could make it to the circuit went racing for the both of them. As Feldman looks to be off the road, possibly she might have actually disconnected from the server. So Starlink.
Don't tell me she's got internet issues like she was last season.
Starlink not playing nice with her at the moment. As Healy.
I just went to her as well.
Yeah.
I've got Clutterbuck on the second camera. So we're seeing that fight of the boys coming through the pack. Tell you what, the boys are still getting used to the traction around some of these fast corners, and I'm seeing a lot of cars drifting off the track and just holding their line.
Yep. There's Cowie further back in the field trying to chase down at the moment. Brett
Nose
Taylor.
in there of Stefan just then, nearly got it cut off in the bottom screen. Hang on. Oh, you got Cowie there.
Yeah, I got Cowie
His
there.
motion's not working tonight, so maybe he's missing that.
I think it is. I think it might be putting him off a little bit. He finally got used to it, and then it started to crack it a little bit for Cowie. So
What he needs, what he needs is like get a really good mate that'll sit behind you and shake your seat to the left, shake your seat to the right.
Just with a
every now
crowbar
and again
in the
go
side.
whoosh. Every now and again go whoosh again, you know. Give you the full feeling of it all. When you slam the brakes on, hit the back of it real hard.
A bit of rubbing between them.
Well,
there's Tomlin with them too. There's a little bit of biffing and barging between the Camaros. No further action on the race start between cars 61 and 81. That's the teammates of Leakey and Jono.
We'll have to watch that when we get a bit of time. I'd love to see them take each other out.
Oh, that'd be phenomenal. We have to show it at some point.
Yes. I'll tell you what, this
That's fine.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Yeah, let's do it right now.
Oh, a bit of love there as well. Oh, look at that. Oh! How much of that is going to be talked about upstairs or downstairs? Get the NASCAR jacks out on each slide. This is the start, people. This is, I don't know if you see it from here. One of them's bogged it down.
It was Leakey.
cut it-
Jono
Oh.
started to move over on him.
I think Jono's moved into his rear end.
Yeah.
I don't reckon Jono's perception is that crash on at the
On
moment.
that one, Jono, so he's gone for the pass on Leakey, and then he's just started to just drift over a little bit.
So there's Leakey passing.
Yeah, so-
passing.
No, that's Jono passing, and then Jono's actually come in front of Leakey and tagged his front end.
Yeah, I don't know about that one, mate. I think the lighter blue car looked like to me like it crouched over the left. They'll let them decide that upstairs. I think it'll be NFA. Teammates taking each other out, silly driving.
So Clutters has now
they
taken
did
the
take out.
lead. So I reckon something's happened to Mr. Healy whilst we've been away from that battle sinker. And I think it might be this one right here as he's gone off track. So what's happened down at the back end of the circuit? Oh, he's just running a bit wide under pressure.
Yep. That, like we're saying, it is tricky. You're trying to hold pace with some of these corners, and you can't get the nose turned in as easy as you can in the older car, apparently.
Ferguson's done well to maintain his podium position at the moment where he started the race. Mazzaroli, though, on an absolute tear.
Spot. Look at that.
Clutters is up there. Mazzaroli on an absolute tear through the field at the moment.
Bartouche down 6th place. I'm not sure what's happened to Bartouche there, but he's dropped it back.
Yeah, he's had a poor
Brett
race.
Taylor in 12th. Cowan up 10 places.
Kai Jones up 11. Vandermeulen's on the rise as well.
Van
So
11 as well.
Mazzaroli's up 8.
Yeah.
He's managed not to hit a Mercedes AMG whilst it's out on track this race.
You should have heard his voice. He felt bad. I felt sorry for him.
I'm sure he did. He probably just got caught out by it at that stage. But
look, it's you know what? You just want to get to the front as quick as possible, and he probably hasn't that much experience on this track. And then all of a sudden, you're straight, and there's a corner there, and straight in front of you, there's a safety car.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
Better
Clutters,
hitting
though,
that than an opponent.
That's true. Clutters, though, doing what he needs to do to try and get a race win next to his name. As I mentioned, Mazzaroli on an absolute tear. He's now in for a Jordan v. Jordan battle. Ferguson and Mazzaroli in the battle for the podium position. When he
Ferguson fastest on track at the moment.
He's done well.
He's
has
done well. 128.481. So we're talking.
Where in the hell has Jordan pulled that from? I have to ask. As a friend of his, where has he pulled that from?
3 tenths faster than anyone else. Not just a couple of tenths. More than 3 tenths. 3.2 tenths faster than anyone else at the moment.
That is insane from Jordan. As someone who knows Jordan, that's a great effort from him.
Yeah.
Previously wasn't a big fan of the Gen 2 car, but running it wide, he's going to do typical Ferguson things and let Mazzaroli go past him. He must have known we were talking about him, Sinker. I'm sure Jack Oz would have told him that we had him on screen, and that put the pressure on him at this stage. But Ferguson's still up in P4. I mean, you know, anything can happen in this race. One of those front runners could run off the road and he gets the position back. So he just has to try and stay in it, keep the thing clean and on the road as well. As Ron Allen is under pressure from Hayden Cupid here in the background.
Yep. That's close. Down the bottom screen, we've got a real good battle pack going on with, God, there's so many cars. It's Klashi's been chased by Cowan, Josh King, Taylor, Lawrence Hughes, Bartouche, all on the back of each other really fast. And Joshy King just made an outside move there, and he's got it past. Well done. I think he just did that on Taylor.
That's a great move. Lawrence is still there with him, side by side on the bottom screen. Oh, this battle, it is really heating up. I'm excited for this season, Sinker. It's going to be an absolutely mega one. Bartush is off the road.
Yeah, he's having problems. He couldn't quite get the car to rotate in, and then he over-rotated it, and then the rear end took off on him. So it looks like he's having a bit of an issue getting the car pointed into the track once the tyres are warmed up.
What's happening now as well is Weston is starting to catch up to the back of Clutterbuck as well. So this battle looks to heat up with Mazzaroli catching them too. I just wanted to quickly talk about the calendar this season.
Taylor on Hughes.
Oh, Marty Hughes and Brett Taylor, their battle is continuing on further back in the field. That front pack starting to heat up just as much as this one. I look forward to next week's Sinker Indy Road Course. That's going to be a real test. As well as Belle Isle the week after.
This gave me goosebumps.
Oh, it's going to be huge. Josh King off the road, returns back to the circuit down towards turn 8 here at the Brands Hatch circuit. We've got a big calendar coming up. Indy next week, Detroit for Belle Isle, Okayama, Red Bull Ring, one of my favourite tracks, as I mentioned quite a fair bit. Snetterton.
Yeah, that and Magello.
I do love Magello, mate. I love Magello. And then we've got an all-Australian...
those tracks just as much as you love your pineapple pizza, mate.
Mate, I do not... I don't like pineapple pizza that much. It's okay. But I'm excited for the final 3 tracks. An Australian triple header of Oran Park, Phillip Island, and Bathurst for our season enduro. That is going to be absolutely mega coming up at the end of the season.
That'll be good.
And, you know, this is only the starting point.
I've got to do a shout-out.
Oh, yes.
Got to do a shout-out. Hello and shout-out and welcome to the team, Hamish's new girlfriend.
Yeah, I said that before she went on a walk. She wasn't here to refill my drink, so... Mazzaroli's now set the fastest lap of the race, 128.13 at this stage. So he's now bettered Ferguson's time by 3 tenths.
Looks like he could be a championship contender. Oh, look at this. Look at this.
Oh,
positioned
well.
Oh.
Cracks like an egg and falls off the circuit as Mazzaroli comes on through.
Very well. You know what? Hats off to both those drivers. Gave each other plenty of space.
Yep. No contact made either. That was just
really well.
Weston washing wide off the circuit. So Mazzaroli just put his car in the right spot as Baker has now dropped down past Hayden Cupid at this point as well. We've got 11 or 9.5 minutes left to run in this race, and Clutters leads the way, but he's got a fast approaching Jordan Mazzaroli, the current leader of the championship. Mazzaroli, he'll get the benefit of having the golden position number next to his name next week when he'll, well, if he finishes where he is, when he'll lead the championship in the round 2.
And then Clutters, good start to the season. Be very happy with that.
Check out in the chat. Seems like I live rent-free in the head now with my pineapple and jalapeno pizza.
Lower-rated driver wants to know who has the better hair.
Between who? I mean, that's...
Between you and your missus.
Oh, well, then that's pretty contestive. I've got a mullet and she's got black and green hair, so that's, you know, it's up to whatever your preference is.
It's preferential, we'll call it.
Yeah, it was preferential. If you're going to say between me and Sinker, Sinker's currently balding, so it automatically goes to me.
I'm not balding, man. My head just won't stop growing through my hair.
Yeah, you're shedding your skin. That's what it is. You're shedding.
Yeah, like a snake that I am, mate.
Yep.
Tell you what, these boys on a Tuesday night are going to be amazing to watch every week in, week out. The drivers that are out there at the moment are pulling some great times. The tower is still very, very close everywhere. Everywhere. There's a couple of gaps here and there. I'm going to go to Jeff Arnold down Bartouche.
Yeah,
oh,
it's only really spread out. It's only really spread out down towards the back of the field at the moment.
Yeah,
and those are drivers who've been caught up in some moments this race. And without the safety car, it's a bit hard for them to catch back up to it as well.
It is, and you don't forget as well. There's we've got split 1, split 2, but there's also levels of drivers in the split 2s and the split 1s, and so you're seeing a natural, let's call it an organic split on track.
Yeah.
How's that?
Yeah, that's what happens. I just realised who lower rated driver is. It's Mr. Roy Crash Clark, good friend of mine from another league. Great to have you back out there with us, Crash Clark. Great to have you. He loves
McManus,
that's a big moment down there at turn 2, seeing on your screen. That's Ron Arnold, and I believe one of the PR boys, Marty Hughes, off the road as Healy tries to get the job done on Ferguson up at turn 5. Job done. Cupid trying to sneak on through as well, but he doesn't want to give him the run. Cupid wants a 2-for-1 special down towards 6, gets the job done. And in one corner, Ferguson has dropped 2 spots as the battle of the Mustangs begin to happen. Here is Cowie in the Camaro, looks to sneak on through as well.
There you are. Look at the eyes, not over. He's still having a sniff. Cowie in the new livery as well.
Yep. Of course, Tyson normally makes those liveries. It's looking a little bit like a base paint now, if you ask me, Sinko, just quietly.
A lot of them are. A lot of them are.
It's a
and
fresh
just
car.
A few tweaks in there.
You're just trying to get it up and running, you know.
Yeah.
Not everyone has the time to either make one that's highly detailed or not even able to contact someone and get one made for them as well, which I understand. It's, it's fresh.
It is what it is.
As Ron Allen.
Horses for courses, mate. Horses for courses.
Oh, change for the lead. Jordan Mazzaroli, championship leader up the inside of Daniel Clutterbuck at turn 2. Job done for Mazzaroli. So he now looks ahead to try and make it 2 from 2 here this evening. Clutters will look to try and solidify a podium finish in this race, but Cowie at the moment, for my money, has been one of the drivers of the race. It's up 15 spots inside the top 10. Got a shout out as well to Kai Jones and Vandermillen, who started at the back of the field. They're also up in the double digits too. There's been a great run from all those drivers here this evening. But Mazzaroli, I mean, what a start to his running here in SRW.
For a new boy for a new boy at SRW who hasn't, I've never seen the name pop up before. So he's done really well. And Baker's taken a bit of green. He's taken that Shell livery and gone a bit green.
I didn't know Shell fueled lawnmowers.
Oh, it really does.
As Josh King is now tucked in behind him with Kai Jones, Stan Barge, Brett Taylor all involved in this battle as well.
And Ray Douglas, yeah, I'm with you, Sinker. You can't have hair and brains at the same time at our age.
Yeah, he's specified at that age, so... Jack was
Sinker would try Ashley Martin to sponsor him for 2K subs. I bet Ashley Martin is rubbish. Save your money.
You just buy a Gillette razor. That'll save you. As Kai Jones is off the road at the final turn of the circuit, so tough night at the office for him. In that Mustang, Alex McManus, that was a bit of an audacious move. That was like peak hour on the freeway. Someone just deciding last minute they were going to change lanes, but this battle looks to now heat up a little bit as the front end of town's just starting to spread a little bit, but Cupid, Healy and Cowan all involved in their battle. Ferguson trying to survive ahead of Ron Allen and Stefan Lawrence. Michael Quash makes up your top 10 at the moment with just under 5 minutes to go to end round 1 for split 2 here on the Tuesday nights. Then we're into split 1. Oh, and it looks to be a tasty affair for us, Sinker, when that happens as well.
Yeah, 100%. And the battles are everywhere at the moment on the bottom screen. I've got Bartouche again fighting it out with Josh King and Brett Taylor across there. It looks like Brett's having a bit of a sniff on Josh at the back there as well. Now that Bartouche dispatched both of them, he's starting to show the early pace he's got this season and pull away from them. But then our fan favourite, Mr. Taylor, the streaking Tasmanian, is having a great bit of fun down there.
Down 2 spots at the moment as well, only in P14. So still a good effort there from Taylor at this stage. Lawrence still tucked in behind Ron Allen. Nielsen's had a moment in the background as well. Let's have a look what's happened to him whilst all this has been happening for Team SW Motorsports. I think it's just one of those little slow spins it was. Yep, indeed. So he's just...
he's cooked it.
That was a good tip, and if he didn't hold the brakes, he might have actually pulled off a Summonats-worthy burnout in that Camaro.
Yeah. He's kept it off the wall. That's number 1.
Oh, 4. Ron Allen, Stefan Lawrence involved in a bit of an incident down at turn 2. Allen's off the road for M1 Racing.
The M1 boys are back in full colour at split 1 as well. I think there's 3 of them: Bruges, Chris Burrage, Crosby, and Kennedy.
Oh, there's a little bit of
trying
contact
to go 3 wide there, weren't they?
Contact with Lawrence, it seemed.
Oh, and it continued as he kept through.
That might be a little bit contentious for race control. They might think that Stefan needs to maybe just give that position back to Ron Allen, possibly.
We'll see what happens there.
Yep.
I think in the end, Allen just powered out through that corner a bit too much.
I think so. For Mazzaroli, this has been a clinical performance. Starting in P10 all the way up to P1. He's got a couple laps to go before he's a 2-time race winner. And the first double race winner of the Gen 3 era here in Tuesday Night Supercars. Clutter's in behind. This will be a great return to form from him, as well as Scotty Weston as well. We saw him have some breakout performances last season here, Sinker. A couple of top 10s to his name. This would be a phenomenal performance from him. Very interesting, the drivers have actually gone off of the Mustang from Gen 2 and gone to the Camaro for Gen 3, and then also the other way around from the Commodore to the Mustang.
Jamie Davis out of my team is he's moved across to the Chev. We've got an equal split now, 3 and 3 across that. But Cowie 16 places up. He's made amends for his first heat. It's good to see Craig Healy up there as well. He's down 4 places from where he started, but that's roughly where he finished in the last race as well. So well done.
Same for Ferguson too. I mean, he's back where he was at the end of the last race. P8 and in behind Lawrence and in a battle with Kwashi as well, but running it wide at turn 4 is not going to help him at this stage. He's still inside the top 10. He's got Ron Allen in behind him. So, and even then, if Lawrence gets a penalty from race control to redress to Ron Allen, well, that might mean that Ferguson gets up another spot as well as Kwashi too. So it's not quite over just yet. 60 seconds left to go though on the timer. Jordan Mazzaroli's going to have 1 lap left to go when he crosses the line. Just has to keep it on the tarmac.
I was about to say that. That's a bit aggressive.
Very aggressive if you ask
me. For a final lap with a lead of 2.83.
So 1 lap to go. White flag is out for split 2 for round number 1 as they come down towards 10 and 1. For Mazzaroli, it's been a night of wonderful affairs. Race 1 win to his name, championship lead as well. Race 2 was absolutely clinical. He started from P10, picked his way through the field before taking the lead from Daniel Clutterbuck, and now he's only got a couple of Ks until he's a 2-time race winner in SRW, and this is a great way to start his life here in SRW, we'll say.
Well, in his short career at SRW.
Yeah. The one that is one race long.
Very, very nice driving. But you know what? Hat off to a lot of the boys. Some great driving everywhere up and down the track tonight. For a season opener, beautiful. Mazzaroli's best time of the 128.130 is, what is it, like 6 tenths faster than Daniel Clutterbuck. He's going to be careful. Well. Yeah, he's going to be careful. He might get booted up to the next spot.
For Mazzaroli, it has been one hell of a run as he comes around the final corner of the Brands Hatch circuit, and he will take his 2nd victory of the night to make it 2 from 2 in season 1 of 2025. Jordan Mazzaroli will leave Brands Hatch the championship leader. Daniel Clutterbuck, Scotty Weston will come home on your podium. Hayden Cupid and Andrew Cowan will make up your top 5. Craig Healy will come home in an incredible P6 with Stefan Lawrence in behind, Michael Quash, Jordan Ferguson, P9 on the road. Ron Allen will make up your top 10. Dan Bartish, Tony Baker, Brett Taylor, Alex McManus, and Josh King makes up your top 15 with Kai Jones, Sean Vandermill and Jeff Arnold. Kurt Nommensen, Johnny Rowe, Cam Hardwick, Marty Hughes, Peter Gretton, Corey Brand, Chris Tomlin, Brad Mays, Daniel Harding, Greg Johnson, Travis Nielsen, Alan Mazzaroli, Martin Lipsky, Di Feldman and Greg Leake at the back of the field. We've got to move quickly and swiftly though, because there's around about 5 minutes left in the practice for split 1. So we have to do a server changeover. So we're going.
It's not that bad, mate. It's only we'll still get there for part of the qualifying. So It's not too shabby at all. What can I tell you? I'll tell you what, though, we have got some great numbers out there watching tonight. We were averaging over the 40 at one point.
That is exactly right. So what I'm going to do is we'll go to the countdown, but I'm going to keep our mics live, and I'll actually have to add yours to it as well, Sinker. So if you give me a moment, we will quickly be able to do that. That way we can swap our way over to split number 1 as well, as this session is about to come to an end. Oh, Discord's already in there. Wonderful. So I'm just going to turn down the countdown a little bit. We'll have a little bit of ambiance music to our server changeover Sinker at the moment, but what a bit of ambiance. What I find is ambiance, not everyone does.
I love riding. It's a real social thing. There's a great bond between riders.
Every weekend I look forward to getting out there. It's a freedom like no other.
Riding to work is a great way to start the day.
Shannon's insure all types of road bikes, not just classics. They offer features riders really want. It's why they're one of Australia's leading motorcycle insurance providers.
Whatever you ride, whatever you ride,
Whatever you ride.
ride with Shannon's.
Call 134646 for a quote.
Oh, what we've also got as well is we have Barb's virtual camera that we'll be able to add to the stream as well. So we're going to be able to get a bit of a foot cam and a hand cam of Barb's. That would be absolutely awesome. So we're just getting loaded into the new session. I'll quickly add everyone to the correct project, because we have separate project files for both splits. So we'll be going racing very, very shortly. These guys have got only a couple of minutes left in their practice session. So we'll let the timer run down. We'll keep on chatting, of course, as well. I'm just going to quickly add everyone to my list, so then it's all ready to go.
Which helps protect our automotive collectibles, tools and memorabilia in the home and garage. If you're a motoring enthusiast like us, it's got to be.
He's been struggling with this car a little bit. I do know that. You know, he's spoken to me at length about it, and how he feels about the car. But he's really enjoying it still, and he is growing more and more in love with the car as well, as he's going along. So he is for sure really enjoying the challenge of it. Definitely. We have got our top 3 from the last race. Unfortunately, we're only going to have time to talk to our winner here tonight, so we'll drag in Mr. Jordan Mazzaroli. Mr. Mazzaroli, race win for you in race number 1 and race number 2. You start life in split 2 to absolute perfection, my friend. You come home with a double race win, the lead of the championship as well, and I found out you actually work with one of my friends, Mark Howard, apparently. Yeah. Absolute small world. But, mate, how's that feeling? Of course, you know, brand new into SRW, 2 race wins under your belt, and your brother took out the safety car in what was an hilarious moment that all of us laughed at. Oh, your dad. Oh, that's even worse then, mate. I'm sorry for that to have happened to your dad. But, mate, what a way, though, to get into SRW, just take out the safety car. It's very true.
It's good to hear. Good to hear, mate. Well, that's a great start to your career at SRW. Where were you racing before? Is this your first league run, or you been racing in leagues before?
I started league racing, iRacing middle last year. I was doing a bit of FRG for a bit, and I started into the FDL at the start of this year. So yeah, it's actually my first league race with tin tops in general. So V8 Supercars.
Excellent.
So,
have you joined for Wednesday nights?
Wednesday nights, yeah. I will be racing tomorrow too, so keen for that.
Excellent. Good to hear, mate. Good to hear. Well, congratulations. Great start to your career at ASRW, and hope it's all fun and you keep enjoying it, mate. And tell your dad not to feel too bad, mate. It shit happens. At least he's the safety car, not his teammate. How's that sound?
Well, I mean, yeah, that's definitely a positive, isn't it?
Yeah.
All good. I'll pass the message. All good.
That's coming from someone who's knocked out his own teammate, who was leading a race.
Oh, you're right. Okay. Well, there you go.
All right, take care, mate. We'll speak to you again soon.
All right, cheers.
Thanks, mate. All right, we'll have a quick chat to Scotty and Daniel because they have joined us. We'll just have a quick chat to them, ask them how the race went and how they found the circuit. Mr. Weston, Mr. Clutterbuck, we thought we'd have a quick chat to both of you just together here, just very quickly. What was it like out there for you guys? Of course, I know for Scotty, you've been driving this car a fair bit recently, but also, how was it out there amongst that field in Split 2?
After you, Scott.
Yeah, no, it was good. Once I got on the track, literally a bit of a rush home today to get in. It was, it's a hard track to pass, so there's no way. I can't believe I actually kept Clutters behind me in race 1. Race 2, he was off, and then the boys started coming through. But yeah, no, it was good. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I thought it was a good fun track. Loved it. I love all these new particle effects, all the dirt and rocks getting kicked up is awesome. I'm having a ball in this new car.
How does it feel with the with going through the dirt and stuff like that? Can you feel it pull on the wheels when you hit something heavy, or is it just a subtle difference that when you're on track itself and you sort of hit a bit of dirt and it slides?
I've felt it when I'm under braking. I've lost the rear end a couple of times when I've gone over some rocks. So you just got to be very careful. But it's in VR. It's awesome. You got all these things just flying at your face.
Oh, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I love that. I can't wait for Wednesday nights. I'm back on track, so beware.
Nice.
Well, boys, congratulations for round 1. Good to see you both out there and doing well. I'm expecting both of you to have an epic season. You guys are in my top 5 for this category. So have fun, mate.
I hope there's no money on that.
Well, we can't talk about betting, but maybe me and Hamish can put a few bob on it.
All right, boys. Chat to you next time, mate.
Take care, lads.
Best luck next week.
Bye.
All right, Sinker. So we're in for split 1 action. And out there at the moment is the old race control aficionado, Mr. Barbs, who's got the old feet and pedal cam. We might have to ask him to adjust that, actually. It's a little bit cut out at this stage. We've also got out there as well Mr. Jackos, who's also got his camera on for us too. So we can watch him roll around the circuit as well here tonight, as well as the second screen too, whenever you join the session here this evening. So Ryan Campbell, though, has gone top of the timing sheets for Blackout OPR. Scotty Gamble out on the road for 9.5 Sim Sports. David Coleman's out there for Fishy as well. Ryan Bettis for Blackout OPR. Brandon Levin inside the top 5. Dylan DeBono makes his way over to Tuesday Night Supercars. He was one of the favourites last season for the SFLs. Came up very, very short. He's definitely my favourite for SFLs this season. Chris Burridge inside the top 10 as well as Jace Douglas and Trav Daly as well. Erky's out there. Have you heard, Sinker? He apparently has a sale going at the moment for used demo versions of bus stop seats. Mr. Urquhart and Urkowitz's Furniture has got a sale going on at the moment for used demo versions of bus stop seats.
There you go.
I'll give you the background as to why.
Is he taking them out of his car?
First stint of the Daytona 24-hour, he crashed the car at the bus stop and then took out a faster car.
Oh, no, poor guy. Oh, shit happens.
It does happen. Yeah, it's had to shout
Mr. Gerard's in the chat as well. Where you going, Mr. Gerard? Let's go Velocity Sim Labs. Good luck, Dylan. Yeah, DeBono's no slouch in this car, mate. Let me tell you, I've seen him in the V8 Supercar before. And he is no slouch, so it should be interesting. The new PER, the new Pelican. Is it PER?
Yeah,
The new
PER.
Pelican livery is. Let's have a look at it. Lake Edge. Oh, it's a good way of showing it
It's
to
currently
it.
on the beach, is what it's currently doing.
On the beach, the Pelican is sitting there waiting for a feed. Anyone out there in that way, please throw them a snake or two or a fish or two. There's Mitch in the new black you wanted.
That front end looks better than Josh's does. I will say that.
Well,
Sinko.
Josh has taken a bit of personal liberties with his, so that's okay.
Yeah.
But look, it's good. I still like it. It's got a bit of impact, and you know me, I like my.
You finally have a finished
my
livery.
livery is very
Sinko.
subtle.
Finally
Sorry.
finally got a finished livery.
Yes, I did go through and clean up all the little bits and pieces, mate. Finally, I've made some time. I thought I'd better make time.
I was gonna
and the
do
boys
it. I
are
was gonna do
loving
it
it.
for you at one point. I was like, "Oh, you're gonna do it, Sinker? I'll do it if you want." But good to have it out there. Great to have Russell Uren out there as well. This guy, Sinker, keep an eye on him this season. He is something special.
Yeah.
He won the
He
first
did race
season.
in our Sandown 500.
He did. He raced alongside Reg James. Of course, team out to Blake Warboys. And I know that we don't like to mention it too much, but last season's Split 4 Vets champion. So this guy's got some stuff about him. He is incredibly special on track. Fellow Victorian as well, Melbourne based. So if he's not on track,
I'm expecting good stuff out of him.
Yep.
And the car's looking pretty spriteful as well.
They do. And normally, Sinker, if he's not on track, he's normally having a bit of a swipe on his phone. So good old Russell.
A bit of swipe left and right.
Yeah.
Is he another Adam Hughes, is he?
Yeah, exactly. He might have been on the phone just then as he was rolling around the circuit, quite possibly.
Milford, one of the Phoenix boys.
I've just noticed a name is in the session, Sinker. We have a new dad in our session.
Oh, War Boys.
He snuck home from the hospital.
How has he managed that?
He's pulled off the, sorry, babe, got to go race cars for the evening. And he's out there with us on track. Wow.
I've got to lock the back door, babe. I've got to go home and check it.
He did, Brad. He did. He absolutely dominated. So Russell will be one we'll be keeping an eye on with a big old look this season. He's not an American, but he has the US flag on his SDK overlay. So good on him for doing that one. Oh, I haven't fixed the outline color. That's fine. We'll do it next week. But at this stage, who's your pick? Because we've got some big names out there. I mean, current champion Blake Warboys for Sundays. Gamble, Lawford, Burridge is back. Ring Campbell, who we know's fast.
Yep.
Oh, this is DeBono as well, who's a bit of an unknown for the Supercar.
It's going to be a very, it's a fast grid. It's nearly up there with the pace on Sunday night. I think it's just, I think Gamble is going to take it. He's once he gets settled in his car, I think he'll be out and about.
I think we've almost got a bit of a pseudo Sunday grid going on here for Split 1. You know, this is Sunday, but with assists. Almost.
You reckon this is Sunday? This is Sunday Split 2?
Yeah, we'll call it that. It's Sunday Split 2. Like it's the pseudo Sunday. It's like this is the one you get every week where you can see these guys every week. Yeah. Sunday, you're only going to see them every few weeks. Slightly different race scenarios as well, but you know, it's going to be
to have 150 V8 supercar drivers. Is pretty bloody special and proud dad moment for SRW. I tell you what, we've got, if you still want to race Sunday, there's still a couple of spots left. The Sunday series, Tuesday is got a backup list. I think there's 3 on that backup list at the moment, if not more. I haven't checked it this afternoon.
Yep.
But there's still some spots there, 86 are some spots, and also for the Super Formula Lights.
Yep.
They're really close to being full.
Pro 2 Lights as well on Fridays. We're always open to new entries.
Yeah, come down and smash the shit out of Hamish and me.
Yep, exactly.
We'll be on track. And if you don't like us, we don't care. Come and smash us on a Friday night.
Come and bang some doors with us. I was having chats to Andrew Rushworth last season. He was a little bit upset with us changing. I'm like, you know what, Andrew, just come and bang some doors with us on a Friday. It's a bit of fun. We're just having a good time. We've got a great calendar organised for Fridays. We start at Crandon this week for the short circuit. I'm going to unfortunately miss out. But next week, Wild West Motorsports Park, we did some laps there, Sinker, in the Gen 2 Supercar at the start of December. That's going to be so much fun back in the Pro 2
that track?
Yeah, that track.
Just have a look under brakes, how much the Chev nose drops. Just have a look at this. Look, you can see the air. No, it's not a braking point, but look at the gap. Look at the gap there.
I know. It's so tall in the front end.
Watch how much it drops down.
For the first time, Singer, I'm going to have to agree with you. which I've said a lot, is the Gen 3 Mustang is gorgeous. This thing is
Oh,
absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
it was the first car that I put a livery on when they came out. This thing is absolutely immense, and this new Project 36 livery, that thing is just that is almost pornographic at this point. That is incredible. I love that. Nice bright colors on it. It's looking good.
You know, horses for courses, I guess.
Yeah.
That to me,
Not everyone's cup of tea, maybe.
Yeah. No. You know what? That's new generation and fluoro. You know, it reminds me of a Monster.
A bit like the VRT car as well.
Promotional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit like the VRT car too.
Yeah.
Which Jack Oz has changed that. That's got a bit more red on it than the pink. It looks like maybe, I don't know. But yeah, a bit of new generation about it. I like it personally. As Lawford goes P2 on the road in an incredible effort from him, and we will have the banners applied next week. It's been a bit of a rush this week. I'm sorry we don't have banners at the moment, but I have got the files. I just have to implement them. So I'll be applying them on Sunday, and then when we come around next Tuesday again, I'll reapply the Tuesday ones as well. So we will have banners this season, and
even though we are off Christmas, it's the only break we really get. Christmas is the only break we really get. We just don't.
There's also other things as well that have been going on in the back end for both of us. You know, you trying to find a job. I've been having a lot of
and Hamish falling in love. You know, these things will happen, and it takes up time. You know,
exactly right. So and I'm having to run around after some of my family as well to look after them. So, we try and fit in what we can, and try and get everything all set up nicely as well. So, but
the main concern. We've got a couple of minutes left of qualifying, and we've got Rain Campbell sitting at a 126 in the last lap, 126.833. Angus Lawford, 126.900. Scotty Gamble, 126.914. How close are those three?
That's incredibly close.
Even Bessis is not that far. He's on a 27.030. That's crazy.
Incredibly crazy. It's unbelievable.
From 4th to 7th, it's less than a 10th.
That's insane. Absolutely insane.
Less than a 10th in 4 places of cars. So these boys out there are going to put on an absolute crazy show. And Coleman has just joined that 10th as well. So top 10 spectacular. Campbell, Lawford, Gamble, Bettis,
Barrage Road.
Yep. 11, Coleman, DeBono, Mueller, and Stone Street.
Yep. Big news as well into this season. Blake Fitzpatrick out as a privateer as well. So he'll be rolling around on his lonesome. Billy Mole's back out on track. Sinker, our favourite name in the field, which I think can be agreed to.
Season 4 champion for the Pro-Ams.
Yep. So
did very, very well. Had a stellar season. It was, for me, that was his breakout season. And he's I don't know. He's in our he's in our favourites list, is he, as far as characters and name? He's a bit of a
cult hero.
I reckon.
A bit like a Brett Taylor or an Andrew Cowan.
Correct.
He's
correct.
up there in terms of cult heroes.
Yeah.
Outside
we
of
love all our drivers.
Yeah, we do.
We love all our drivers. It's just like we don't have any favourites, just like kids. But you got these little. Someone's gone. One of my boys, I think it was, Brandon 11. Yep, straight into the wall.
Yep, and into the pit lane as well. Jamie Davis is still out there at this stage. Minute and a half to go. So this is going to be the final run for some of these drivers in qualifying. I don't know if Davis is actually going to get another lap in at this stage. Noble's out there as well. I do like that black livery Sinker. That's probably the nicest one you've made, I must say. That thing is lovely and stuff. The only thing I would say that would make that better is trying to get the more kind of semi-gloss finish on it, which it kind of has actually, but...
Yeah, well, actually, we had that in. I preferred I did a what you would call.
I think the matte would look really nice.
No, I did a Coca-Cola chrome, so black with cherry in it, and I think that would look better. But boys like what the boys like, and I'm not going to force them to drive a particular colour.
Stefan McCartan in the chat with us, up a bit, Blackout OPR. Well, you can fire up Jake Edwards fans because he's not in the field tonight, so absolutely fire up.
How good did Blackout OPR do over the weekend? Congratulations, Mr. McCartan.
Yep, unbelievably did well at the Daytona 24-hour. Another big thing that happened, and we're only going to quietly mention it, Sinker, is I've come into this season as a race winner now as well. I won.
What did you race? Wheelchair racing?
I won the Raw before the 24. So it's the only
The
time.
Raw before the 24.
Yep, in the LMP3 class as qualifying comes in. It's the only time I'm going to mention it all season, I promise.
I heard it was the purr before the cat.
You are...
The purr before the meow.
See what he does to me, ladies and gentlemen. Just absolutely... you're going to get rinsed. You're going to get rinsed like a washed dog sinker if you're not careful. Starting grid, though, for this race.
Cucumber, yeah.
Good luck with that. Starting grid, though, for this race will be as follows. Reen Campbell will start pole position alongside Ryan Bettis for an all-blackout OPR front row of the grid, with Angus Lawford and Scott Gamble on the second row. Chris Burridge, Brandon Levin, your third row, with David Coleman and Stephen Banks for your top 8. Dylan DeBono and Ryan Mueller, your top 10 on the road. Troy Stonestreet, Blake Urquhart will make up your top 12. With Billy Mole, Darren Crosby, Jamie Davis, your top 15. Blake Fitzpatrick, Jason Douglas, Mitch Noble, Trav Daly, and Russell Uren, your top 20. With Jack Anderson, John Gallen, Tim Mulford, Stephen Kennedy, your top 24. With in behind them, Tim Mulford, Stephen Kennedy, who I just mentioned, Sean Rigby, Greg Barber, Jeremy Bush, Roy Clark, Mitch Muller, Stephen Martin. And then Blake Warboys will start from the back of the grid. Matt Keane, Greg Leake, our race controllers here for race number 2. It's one of the reasons why Matty's become the race steward for Tuesday nights, is because he'll be race controlling both races as Leakey and Barbs, swapping it out of the seats for Split 2 and Split 1. But Sinker, Split 1 action to come. Split 2, absolutely epic. They really put on a great show for us. But now we get to see how some of the fastest boys in the country get to do it on a Tuesday night. This is going to be epic.
I want to know from the viewers what they think about our double broadcast tonight. We've got 50 out there, plus what's on. Facebook isn't functioning tonight properly. It didn't like us. But, yeah, what the viewers think of the double split. But also, is Lawford back on his feet, or has he still got his foot in a boot?
I reckon he'd be back on his feet by now. You know, bit of a relaxing December, maybe a couple of drinks across Christmas and back out full firing. I think for me, my money for this season is probably on Lawford to actually lock out this championship, because we don't know if Gamble or if Warboys can make it every week. Same with Campbell and Bettis. So for me, I think at the moment, Lawford's probably my favourite. Give some edges as well to Chris Burridge. Levin could be strong too. Just has to get his keep his racecraft consistent. But Davis though, back outside the top 10, struggling it seems with the Gen 3 car and not being able to emulate what he did at the end of last season, where he finally won the title and had his cleanest season to date. He ended 2024 without getting a round ban in the final season. That was a great job from him to get to that point in time in his racing career here in SRW.
Yeah, I don't think he's done much practice on this track. The boys have been away for the long weekend, so I reckon that might be some of his downfall. But what I've told the boys, the SRW team, is just keep it clean, let the other boys run off the track. Just play it smart for the first few rounds, because there's going to be a lot of people spinning, like we've seen in the first race. We've split 2. You just need to stay clean and stay on track. The clock is ticking. Heat 1
is about to get underway.
Get my camera.
Lights are up. Blackout OPR, front row lockout. We are underway for Split 1 action. It was a bog start from DeBono off the start. A horrible start as well from Banks as we head down towards turn number 1. But for Campbell and Gamble, they've already made their way to the leaders. That's a big moment there for Ryan Mueller off the road at turn number 1. But for Scotty Gamble, it was an incredible moment as Tim Mulford's off the road as well. I think across the face of Rigby possibly. We'll have to unpack these as the race goes along. But for Ryan Campbell, that's a great start. And for Scotty Gamble as well, he's up into P2. Bettis and Lawford battling it out as well as we run up and around turn number 4 to head down the back straight towards 5, 6 and 7.
Bit of early action there across the back. Not sure, a bit hard to tell who crossed who there, but 2 incidents. There was an early car as well that just disappeared across the back off my screen. I'm not sure who it was. Must have been Gallen.
Yeah, I think it might have been John Gallen.
Yeah.
And
I think it might have been him was it Banks or him that bogged it down?
It was Banksy that bogged it down. Daly's off the road as well. I think Bush has been involved in something. He has. He's back going again, but that car is heavily damaged.
Oh, that's going to hurt.
It will indeed, as
There's nothing worth trying to recover and doing more damage.
Yeah, exactly right. But it's definitely going to be a run through the pit lane for Jeremy Bush We'll need a safety car to get back into this one. Rian Campbell, though, leads the way. Scott Gamble, P2. Ryan Bettis, P3. Angus Lawford, Chris Burridge for your top 5 at the moment. And early on in this race, Blake Warboys is already up 10 spots at the back of the field and into P23, and he looks to make up more towards the top 10 as his teammates
David having a step back too. They're swapping places like crazy.
They are indeed. DeBono really bogged it down off the start line. I'm going to have to get your new camera link in a moment, Sinker, because I've just noticed that it would have changed. You have to rejoin the video.
Who was that in the bottom screen?
That was Jack Oz. You'll have to rejoin for me because you've actually changed server as Jace Douglas is around at the moment. Got a message from him before the race.
That's what you get for driving your Chev, Jace. That's what you get for driving, especially with a Chico roll.
He was feeling good before the race. He might not be feeling so good right now, but Anderson doing the business at the moment inside the top 20. He's up into P19. He's got a smile on his dial, and he's really starting to move on.
You can tell you and Jack Oz are mates. Who finishes the family pizza first, you or him?
Oh, mate, that's too hard to tell. We've never raced, so... The only time we've raced is on track. We normally crash into each other when we race. It's a bit hard to do that when we eat a pizza, but... as well, Barb's as well doing well further back in the field. He's waved at us. He knows he's on screen. Hello, Jack Oz. Barb's though doing the business as well.
Me and Jack Oz couldn't fit on the front of the Titanic. How are you going to get your arms around me,
That's
Jack?
why it sank. It went down to the bottom.
I'm waiting for a squirrel to pop out of his beard. I'm going to call him Lumberjack from now on.
So let me know once you've got that back up on screen again, and I'll get the second screen going once again. But for Ryan Campbell, this has been a great start. Let's just run through some of the moments that happened off at the start of this race. Let me scroll through and find some of them that happened. So we already saw Ryan Mueller have a poor start, and I think it might have been John Gallen off the track at turn number 1 as well, as he came down the road. So let's just have a look here what happened to Mr. Gallen. Got Anderson on his outside. Oh, a bit of a door-to-door. He tried to turn in on him there, it seemed, and just off the road for John Gallen. Didn't really seem to be much in it at that stage. Ryan Mueller as well went off the road at turn 1. So what happened to Ryan? Oh, he was the one that was sent off the road by Stone Street. So not good for PR. And then this is the one with Mulford that we saw as well, Sinker, where he was across the nose. It was Anderson that he was across the nose of. Oh, it might be a bit of a racing, so I'm not sure. We'll leave that one up to race control.
Yeah, see who cut across there.
Yeah, that one's a bit more contested than the others. And this was Jeremy Bushes. We saw him have the front end damage. He had Roy Clark on his outside, caught the grass, tagged him off the road.
Did Clark go back off? He went off and back on, did he?
Yeah, so I think that might be a penalty coming the way of Roy Clark, quite possibly. But for Rian Campbell, fire up Jake Edwards fans.
He's already mentioned it twice tonight.
Fire up Jake Edwards fans. He's in the chat tonight with us. Where's Freeman? We want Freeman out there as well. We had a good little discussion whilst he was doing his stints at the 24 hours.
How many losers can you have in one team?
I know,
Hughes,
right?
Freeman,
Barbs, Matt and Stefan, you know. Good old Milk Carton. Where's he on track? I want Milk on track with us. He's not out there. Where are you, Stefan?
Tell you what, there's some very, very close racing all the way up and down the field. Some of these battles are like 2 tenths amongst them. Travis Daly, Mitch Mueller, 2 tenths between them. Then you got Gallen and Martin, 2 tenths. Crazy close, big time. Crosby's on the back of Jamie Davis. I correct there. Crosby's just past Jamie Davis. Drive-through penalty. 0-4-4 drive-through penalty, Stone Street.
Yep, so that'll be for the moment with Ryan Mueller at turn 1.
Yep.
I'd say we're probably going to hear that as well for car 28, Roy Clark. Warboys has been on the absolute tear. He's up 15 spots into P18. We'll see if there's any team orders involved in this one with Uren just ahead of him, although nothing against Russell. I don't know if it's going to be that hard for Blake to get past him. There he goes up the inside.
On the inside. Oh, that's a scary place to pass, but well done.
Yep.
I've got the bottom camera on DeBono. DeBono's putting pressure on Billy Mole as we speak. He is 1.5 tenths off the back of him. He's having a bit of a sniff coming down the first curve into the first corner. Oh, we've had someone go off. I think it's one of the M1 boys.
Yep,
He's come back on track.
Chris Burridge, who's now back on track at the top of the hill.
Oh, his re-entry was a bit Hasek father.
He's now back
I
out there.
don't know how much of his re-entry Coleman saw, but all of a sudden he would have seen these red lights in front of him.
Anderson as well on track has now gotten past Uren too, but at the moment Campbell and Gamble at the front of the field are just going to have to try and work together a bit more. They've got Bettis with them too, so these guys starting to break away. It's going to take a safety car to really get the rest of the field back into this thing at this stage. They should not need a pit stop, just like in Split 2 here, Sinker, only 20 minutes long. The tank well and truly will get them to the end of this race. In fact, now that the race has started, they could have actually underfueled the car if they really wanted to and made it home.
100%. You got to remember that if they've done the testing properly, they should know how much fuel they need. They don't need to fill it up all the way. The rookies would be doing that. But these boys at the front, they'd be a bit more smarter than that. We've got over 50 people watching at the moment. So please like and subscribe. Tick the little notification button so you hit that little ding when we're back online and you want to watch us, because this season 1 is going to be huge and there's going to be lots of news coming through over the next few weeks as well.
Urquhart just ahead now of Dylan DeBono. They got Fitzy in behind them. Banks, Mueller and Crosby, your top 15. War Boys trying to chase down last season's Tuesday night champion, Jamie Davis. So it's the battle of the champions now, Sinker. It's the Sunday versus the Tuesday reigning champions of War Boys and Davis. I don't think Davis is a fresh dad, but I know that War Boys is. So he's doing this one for Ava.
He's not too far off.
No, he's not.
I think he's a couple of months behind him.
Paul Angus Lawford, he's stuck in no man's land, it seems. Mr. Brooks in the chat letting us know of that one. Fortunately, Greg could not race this week, but he will be back next week, I would assume, for Revolution E-Racing. These two teams have got a bit of a partnership going together, a bit of a mutual friendship between Revolution E-Racing and Project 36. So Lawford P4.
It's funny how some teams just have a natural bond together, and it's just inevitable that they join at some point.
Yeah, eventually they might just merge, but who knows?
Stone Street up 5 places. Billy Mole up 5 places. Blake Warboys up 16. What a monster.
An absolute monster. Matt Feely in the chat with us as well. Matty Jones. It might be. I can't remember now. I'll be honest. My brain is absolute goo after the break. You have to give me a couple of weeks just to get fired up again. Fired up enough for Blackout OPR. I tell you what, though, a bit contentious.
Blackout OPR. I know those boys are excited, but does it raise my pulse?
Yeah, does it raise my pulse? Not really. I must say, though, and I was quite verbal about it on Freeman's stream, I'm not a big fan of this livery, if I'm honest. It's
a drive for it got announced. Oh, no severe contact. I don't know who it was.
That might have been Roy Clark, possibly. We'll keep an eye on who comes into the lane. Yeah, not a big fan of the Blackout OPR livery, if I'm honest, Sinker. Feely, thanks, Matty.
Bit 80s.
It's a bit all over the place. It looks like it's a bit Picasso about it, you know.
Picasso.
Say that as bogan as I possibly can. Edwards is not happy with it. Well, fire up, Jake. Get a better livery. Actually,
I don't mind the side profile.
Yeah.
If they kept it all the way like that, I'd like it.
I think if it was actually symmetrical,
that looks good. That side looks really cool.
Yeah, if it was either symmetrical or a proper half and half, I think it would look nicer, but Stefan saying blasphemy.
Stevie Martin's on the back of Jason Douglas at the moment. They're both chasing down Mulford, having a great little battle across there. Oh, we've got it off by Mitchy Noble. Or was that just a bit of dirt going a flick up for the guys behind him?
Hey, Sinker, I wonder if I've now fired up Blackout OPR by saying those comments live on air.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. Come on, fire up, boys. Yeah. That's what we need in the analytics of the conversation to go.
Well, we need Barbs to fire up because he's only up 3 places into P23. And surely...
I still can't believe Barbs is out in a bloody Gen 3. I don't think he's driven anything but a GT3 and an 86. He's really stepped out of his comfort zone with the 86 last season. And now the Gen 3. G'day, Laz. Jen's broadcast looking good. We're expecting rain this season. Hell yeah, we are. We're expecting rain. There is no holds bars. If it's in the UK and it's raining, we're going to be raining. So it's going to be very interesting. Sunday nights are going to be spectacular in the rain. I can't wait. Barbs is scared to go full throttle. Tell his missus to slap him behind the ears.
Let's watch his foot cam. See if he's scared to go. He's full throttle. He's got the heel and toe going as well.
Oh, look at that fancy footwork.
Get the dogs up. You gotta get the dogs out for us, Barbs. Bloody hell. 40 shoes.
40 shoes.
Fire up Blackwood OPR fans. Barbs needs to fix his camera placements, it seems.
No, Barbs is not Daffy Duck. That's his VR. It's not his beak.
Yeah, it's his VR, which you can see a little bit low poly at the moment. He needs to adjust where his cameras are, but he has got the virtual camera going for us with the multiple angles, has Mr. Barbs, so we'll see how he runs throughout this season as well. Warboys now up 20 spots into P13, arguably the best performance of the race thus far, but for Campbell, Gamble and Bettis, it's just keep on going before you fight in the final couple of moments of this race, Sinker. These guys trying to keep it clean, as Coleman's into pit lane for Fishy Motorsports as well.
Oh, was that him rotating someone in the drive-through?
Quite possibly.
Okay.
I'll have a bit of a search.
Yeah, have a bit of a search. I didn't hear anyone swearing, so it might have been. The Sox are losing him down, slowing him down. The boys out the back are having some great battles again. I've got my Troy Daly, Stone Street, and Mueller following each other. At the moment, Coleman is back on track, and he's actually come out in front of Barbs.
Oh, that might be a little bit contentious. The two head race stewards of separate series going head-to-head for the first time in the supercar on track with us. Oh, it could be getting spicy.
Having a look at the fishy livery. It's
designed by designed by Isaac Edwards of Infinity Designs. Looking a little bit incorrect at the rear end, thanks to some front-to-rear contact, it seems. But I haven't been able to find what actually happened with.
Look at the pace he's got here. He's having a bit of a sniff. He's on Muller. He's taken him.
I actually really like that version of that car for whatever reason, Sinker, because I've seen Rattler's version as well. Scotty Van Looney's got the chrome still, and then Coleman's got the orange. I actually prefer both their cars over the regular Fishy car, which is with the regular Dayglow. I think that just looks really nice out on track. It really stands out. It's quite cool. And this is the rare occasion we get to actually talk about liveries because it's the first round and everyone's come up with some new colours for us, so it's fantastic.
Very, very true. Very, very true. Have a quick look at De Bono, Burrage and Fitzpatrick. They're having a great little battle there, and they're followed by Mueller and Warboys.
Yeah, these guys are chasing them down. Can Warboys get inside the top 10? His aim would be to be where Blake Fitzpatrick is, because that'll put him on pole for race number 2. Oh, Fitzy though, a little bit of a...
Bit of love.
Bit of A pillar on B pillar right there from Fitzy and Burridge. Mueller trying to sneak up the inside now of Fitzpatrick. Looks to get the job done. Warboys wants to follow him up towards turn number 4. And it's a 2-for-1 special on Blake Fitzpatrick. Warboys pushing him through the corner. Great job for all three of those guys to keep that nice and clean. But some great...
That's a tough corner to get clean as well.
It is. And some great... This is some great just typical tin top racing. You know, door to door, wheel to wheel. Bashing doors is phenomenal. Keeping it nice and clean as well, which we love to see.
Yeah, and you know what? I don't know what the viewers think, but I've got my ears with the V8 sound coming through like crazy, and it sounds sensational. Never sounded better, I reckon.
Oh, they sound incredible. I think both cars sound immense. I have a preference to the Mustang for the sound, but I love both of them. I mean, look at that. Absolute high revs. I mean, it is just phenomenal. And one thing we've also got this season, Sinker, as we often do, but now on both cars, we have got, not only the inside cam, but also the suspension movement on them as well. And we can see it a lot more on the Gen 3 car than we could the Gen 2.
Let's do a viewers put your volume up mode and get on the gamble. Pump it up, viewers. Make sure you're not waking up the kids. And just have a listen to these V8s.
Oh, they sound immense.
Amazingly enough, me and Hamish will shut up.
We will. We might do it on the next lap. We'll sit with Scotty for the next lap, maybe, and we'll listen to it. But these are they're just special, aren't
they? Yep. iRacing have finally done some justice to them.
They have indeed. Ryan Campbell, though, has now started to break away from the field. 1 second gap back to Scott Gamble of 9.5 Sim Sports. Bettis looks to make it a double black at OPR top 3. Who needs a tow?
John Gallen is towing.
John Gallen needs a tow. We're within the final 5 minutes, though, and he's off the track. I don't think we'll get a safety car, Sinker, it seems, because I think he's actually far enough.
Depending on where he is, whether he's in. With the safety cars this season, it's more about whether they're in a position where other cars could hit them easily enough. If they're far enough the track, there won't be a safety car. They need to be impeding the race in some way. And that's up to race control discretion.
Turn up the volume. We're going to sit on board with Ryan or with Ryan Campbell for the next lap to just take in this Gen 3 Mustang supercar. And this thing, it sounds incredible. Pump it up for us. We'll be back in a moment. Oh, that Mustang, it does things to you, Sinker, doesn't it? It just sounds incredible. Race 2 will sit on board with a Camaro to get the comparison as well, but with just under 2 minutes left to go, we look to have around about 2 laps to go in this race as Ryan Campbell looks to lock down a race win for himself. Angus Lawford's in a little bit of no man's land. Urquhart's inside the top 10 and in a battle here with Billy Mole and Dylan DeBono as well. Warboys is up to P10 on the road, Sinker, and if he stays there, that'll be pole position of race number 2, which is exactly where he wants to be to maximise the points in the feature.
Either.
Probably hasn't practiced, let's be honest.
No. Bottom screen's got a great little battle there going again. The boys from Muller, Barber, Rigby, Noble, all very, very close. Fighting for crucial round 1 points.
Oh, crucial points. I just want to give some shout outs to some guys in the top 20 as well. Jack Anderson, who we mentioned, he's up 6 into P15. Kennedy up 6 into P18 as well. Russell Uren, who we mentioned earlier to keep an eye on this season, up 4 and into P16 at the moment and hanging out with Jack Oz. So these guys have had a great run in this race and will look to continue that on into race 2 as well. So they're feeling comfortable. They're feeling maybe a little bit loose in the new car, but they're definitely moving on up in the world and trying to battle their way forward, as well as this battle looks to intensify between DeBono, Urquhart and Mole. Mole's now lost out 2 spots as DeBono sneaks on through as well. Urquhart now finds his way up into P6, up 6 spots, and looks to hold that position to the checkered flag of the race, but with less than 60 seconds to go until the 20 minutes is up. Barney's out. Ryan Campbell leads the way for the final lap of this race for Blackout OPR.
Looking very, very spiffy out there. Looking very good, very fast. Followed very closely by Mr. Gamble.
Gamble's actually starting to catch some time on him as well.
Yeah. Lawford, Levin, Urquhart, DeBono, Mole, Barrage, and Warboys for the top spot. Here we go. Look at this battle on the bottom screen. These boys are trying to take different lines through that final corner, trying to take advantage of each other. But Mueller is doing extremely well. And you know what? Hats off to Barbs. Doing a great job in a car he isn't usually driving in.
Oh,
He's putting a lot of pressure there on
that
Mueller.
Barbs has got some skills,
Mitchie's nearly lost a rear end.
Oh, I've just noticed that Urquhart's dropped some spots. He's now down to P10. He's had some contact after. Wonder if that's come of Billy Mole and Dylan DeBono. We'll see what race control say about that. But for Ryan Campbell, he's only got a couple of corners to go before going light to flag, or flag to flag, I should say. Starting on pole, never losing the lead. And will come down towards the final corner for Blackout OPR. Rolls around for Blackout OPR towards the start-finish line and will take the win in race number 1 ahead of Scott Gamble and 9.5 Sim Sports here at Brands Hatch. Ryan Bettis will come home P3 for a double podium for that crew. Angus Lawford inside your top 5 for Project 36, and Brandon Levin up 1 spot for Team SRW Motorsports inside your top 5. Dylan DeBono will come home in P6 with Billy Mole. Blake Warboys inside the top 10, up 25 spots. Chris Burridge and Blake Urquhart will start pole for race number 2, just finishing ahead of his teammate Ryan Mueller, Darren Crosby, Blake Fitzpatrick, Jamie Davis and Troy Stonestreet, your top 15. Jack Anderson up 5 into P16. Russell Uren, Stephen Kennedy, David Coleman, Trav Daly, your top 20. Mitch Mueller and Greg Barber, Mitch Noble, Tim Mulford, Sean Rigby, Stephen Martin, Stephen Banks, Jace Douglas, Roy Clark, Jeremy Bush, and John Gallen at the back end of the field. But a good field, though, for the first for the first round of the season, Sinker. In fact, across both splits, we would have had more cars tonight if we only had one split, and we wouldn't have actually been able to run a single split with both sets of numbers. We had 30.
Exactly. Look, it's exactly what we expected. Yeah, and for a round where we knew a lot of people were away as well, so that is fantastic. What a great drive by these boys! I tell you what a rip up. We only got 3 minutes. It's a quick turnaround. These boys got enough time there for a jack scratcher and back.
Yep, little pedal or a little refreshment break, and you're back at it straight away for 20 more minutes of racing. So
if you're out there and you're a viewer and there's someone you want to see, let us know, please.
And if you haven't already,
we're here to make.
Be sure to hit the like button, the subscribe, the bell icon as well. We want to get to 1,500 by the end of the year, Sinker. We're not too far away.
We want to get well past 1,500, mate. Well past it.
I know, but
that's only 200. That's only 230, mate. We want to be well past that, and the plan is to get well past that. And
Sinker, your maths wasn't your strong point at school, was it?
Well, what did I say?
It's 130 away. Because 1,300 is 200 away from.
Oh yeah.
So it's even less than that. So
we've got.
I mean, at this stage, let's quickly talk about these new or these adjusted race formats for this season, because we're gonna get through them throughout this season. Of course, tonight a sprint round for our first round, 2 20-minute races across both splits.
The aim was to make sure that we didn't want to have 2 splits and then not broadcast them.
Yep.
The best way, and I think the best way for both splits, is to do it as a big show like we're doing now, and give everyone the opportunity to be the star for the night, rather than having a replay and stuff like that. This, everyone gets to watch everyone, and it's a lot of fun, and the viewers can stick around for a cool night. It's a Tuesday night. Why not? Kick back, order a pizza, some Uber Eats, and watch 2 races.
And not just that as
and
well.
Good races, for Christ's sake, as well.
That's right. They've been phenomenal races, of course. So the 2 20-minute races for both splits for the sprint rounds. The regular rounds go to 40-minute races, a single 40-minute race for both splits. The Enduros, how's that going to work out now for split 1 and split 2? Because it's going to be hard for us to do the shootout on the Tuesdays now if that's going to happen.
Top 10 shootout?
Yeah.
For the Enduro you're talking about?
Yeah. Is that going to be just a Sunday
We're going to have a conversation about that.
I would think it might only be a Sunday thing. Just because we don't want to push back the start of split 2.
Yeah.
And then
because it is a tough night. I mean, for me and you, it doesn't matter. We have a ball either way. It's the same. Look, it finishes at 9:30, 10 o'clock-ish sort of. So it finishes roughly around the same sort of time anyway. I think if we had the Duros and top 10 shootouts, you'd have to add a full hour to it, and
more. You'd have to probably add 2 hours to that. So, I think
that'd be unfair to the split 1 guys, and it starts so late.
Also,
and also unfair to the split
in
2
WA
guys starting really, really early.
Yeah, and especially those in WA. They're already starting a race at 4:30 in the afternoon, or starting qualifying at 4:30 in the afternoon. But just trying to keep it fair for everyone. So so the Enduros for Tuesdays more than likely just going to be a 60
drift in there.
A bit of drifting. More than likely just going to be a 60-minute race for both splits. Sundays are just our regular race formats, 20 and 40, a 60 and an 80 for those different race formats. So those ones are not changing. The SFLs are not changing, and the GR86s, I think they got a new format this season as well, starting up.
No, just a few more super sprints. They did a survey and from all the drivers, as we normally do every season across all our series, to get some feedback from drivers, and they wanted more super sprints, so they've put in a few more super sprints. But we've just got normal racing for us. It's nothing a bit different. We are 30 seconds away, mate, and clicking. We want Ice Pack, which is Peter Pav wants more Pelicans. Matty wants BOPR, fire up OPR fans. Fun fact, Rain's name is pronounced Rain.
Yeah, so Rain, formerly pronounced Rain Campbell.
I think I've always called it Rain Campbell.
Starting good though for
Hamish
race
Munro. Come on, M1 team, Ron Allen. The M1 team is growing, isn't it?
They are indeed, but starting grid though for race number 2 for split 1, Blake Urquhart will start pole ahead of Chris Burridge on the front row. Blake Warboys will start P3 ahead of Billy Mole for P4. Dylan Zabono, Brandon Levin, your third row of the grid with Angus Lawford, Ryan Bettis. Your top 8, Scott Gamble, Rain Campbell, your top 10. That's the reverse top 10 of the last race. They'll all then start how they finish behind them, including Ryan Mueller, Darren Crosby for your top 12. Blake Fitzpatrick, Jamie Davis, Tori Stonestreet, your top 15. Jack Anderson, Russell Uren. Stephen Kennedy, David Coleman, Travis Daly, your top 20. Mitch Muller, Greg Barber, Mitch Noble, Tim Mulford, your top 24 cars. We then move back to Sean Rigby, Stephen Martin, Stephen Banks, Jace Douglas, Roy Clark, Jeremy Bush, and John Gallen makes up the grid. Leakey and Matty Keane in our race control booth for the split one action here tonight. And for Erky on the front row of the grid, well, you better hope that he gets that line locker set up and he gets the start to absolute perfection, because otherwise in behind him, he's got Chris Burridge, who he knows got some skills, and then last season's Sunday champion Blake Warboys in P3, who would love to get the win for young Ava, fresh born, only 20 odd hours or 24 hours ago. So she's only a day old. So it's
I've got my second. I'm working it. I've got my second camera on. I can't remember who I put it on now. After that little daddy joke. Oh, Mr. Coleman. See how Mr. Coleman's going out there. I've got him on my locked screen.
So no safety car for split one just yet. It's only come of split two. I'm not going to say I'm surprised because of the we'll say skill discrepancy between the two splits, which is not necessarily a bad thing. Some of those split two boys are learning still. Some of them are still trying to learn this car. These guys are some of the best in Australia in split one. So there's a reason that it's the upper echelon of our Tuesday nights now. Only a couple of seconds away from lights going up and us going racing in race number 2 here for split one, where Urquhart will want to try and maximise this start. The top 3 all Mustangs, and it's 3 Camaros, a Mustang of Lawford, 2 Camaros in behind, and then a Mustang at the back end of the top 10. Lights up for the final race of round number 1 for split one here at Brands Hatch. We are underway. It was a good start from Warboys, who rockets off the line. Horrible start from DeBono once again, who bogs it down. Warboys up the inside at 1, takes the lead. Burridge up into P2. Urquhart's dropped 2 spots so far in this race. As we head up towards turn number 2, Lawford and Mole tussling for position as well as Bettis, Levin, DeBono, Campbell and Mueller for your top 10.
Wide in the back.
The worst start of the lot was Scotty Gamble, who's already down 5 spots and outside the top 10 sinker.
Yeah, he spun it up on the start and rear end just went sideways. Yeah. He held it and controlled it, but it looked like it could get out of control real quick. Oh, we've got a bit of dust going flickering up. How good's this camera angle?
Rain Campbell off the road down at turn 4. Got a little bit.
He did say that corner was tricky.
Yeah, we got a little bit of over-under there with another car. We'll see what caused that.
There's another spin in the back end as well. One of the M1 boys is gone everywhere.
It's a massive crash at the back end. Rain Campbell's just getting going again. Barbs has been involved. This is going to be a safety car for sure.
Oh, there's going to be a safety car.
Yep, Uren's involved as well as Banks, Barber, Muller, Trav Daly.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cars involved.
Stephen
Looks
Martin.
like we've got one definitely for the tow.
That thing is destroyed for PR.
Safety car has been called.
Yep, not surprised at all.
Called in for a tow. I'm not sure who that was at the back. Don't know the liveries
just yet. Russell Uren at the back end. We'll have a look at it though. That was absolutely huge. Absolutely massive. I think Rain Campbell came back on track. This is where it all started though. Warboy's teammate, Russell Uren, at the back end of the field. If it's actually going to bring it up for me, that'd be nice. Here we go. This was down at the back end. So Davis went off the track. There's Uren. No, here it is here. So he got a bit of a tag from the M1 car and then bang straight in the wall. And then it was just a massive Constantina of cars going off the road everywhere.
That is a big one. That started way back though. Where was it?
So it was back at turn 4.
Maybe it was already rotated. Someone's
so there's Uren. There's on board with Daly and then bang straight into the wall. Just a massive moment. A massive moment down there.
Oof. Did Barbs get involved in that? He just run out of space?
We're about to find out because we're going to have a look. So here's Rigby going off track. He had, who was that in behind him?
Yeah, he's just bounced back in front of Barbs.
Oh.
Look at that.
Absolutely destructive.
Yeah. Thank God. Oh, look at that thing.
I know, it is destroyed. And what evasive action there from Rain Campbell. Davis got caught up in it as well, just kind of added more fuel to the fire of poor old Stephen Martin. But wow, what a way to start it.
Whew. Well, let the boys downstairs unpack that. That was crazy.
Absolutely crazy.
A bit of early action at what time are we? 9:30 at night. That's pumped up, and I won't be able to sleep for another 3 hours now.
I just noticed I have to update my training paints because good old Leaky still has the AOWN safety car livery on that car, so we'll update that. That'll fix that for us, unless he forgot to update it, which you think he might have. So unfortunately, we're not unfortunately, we're showing off the AOWN, which happens at the end of every season for the Super Formula Championship alongside GSRC. We'd love to get one going for the Supercars at some point. We've got talks. Well, we've had talks in the back end of trying to get something going for the GR86s as well, possibly a special event of some kind, similar to the Sandown 500 that we had at the end of last season, which what an event that was. And as this season gets into full force, we will be progressing to go back through and find those people who won things in chat and getting those prizes out to people as well. As I mentioned, it's been a bit of a crazy and busy holiday period for us. So we'll try and get those out and get that stuff sorted for you guys as well.
Yep. There's, I think Martin called in that contact with Jamie Davis just then.
Not surprised.
Yeah. Jamie was going a bit fast through there, but also you got a car with 3 wheels. Shouldn't really be on the track either.
He wasn't on the track though. He was off the track.
Nah.
He was in the grass.
We'll see what
Jamie made the choice to go off the track.
No, Jamie was on the track. We'll see what RC's got to say about it. It's going to be a tricky one. It doesn't look like he's got much damage though. He's come off pretty easy. Has he already been through the pit?
He might have already been through the pit.
Yeah.
He has. So.
Yeah, how many cars did we lose then? We lost, what, 6 cars?
About 6 cars. Barbs and Urenna in the lane.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 went through the pits.
So Uren's just leaving pits now, as is Barbs, as is Daly. These guys will not get a wave around. They'll need another safety car for that to happen.
Yeah.
But for some of these guys further back, this has been a great start. John Gallen's up 11. He managed to avoid some of the carnage. Same for Jace Douglas as well.
Yeah.
As well, David Coleman's up 4. Stone Street's up 5 as well. Bettis up 5. Mueller up 4. The biggest loser off the starter we mentioned was Gamble. He was down quite a few spots, but now he's managed to find his way back up into P11 in the 9.5 Sim Sports car as well.
Yeah,
so,
he probably didn't need a pit like some others.
Yeah, so that probably helped him in the end. Mulford and Rigby, they're up 6-2. Roy Clark, Jeremy Bush up 7 at the back of the field as well. So a couple of drivers. Unfortunately for Barbs, he now actually has the unfortunate stat next to his name that the safety car has now officially done more laps than him in this race.
Well, the safety car has now done more laps than him in his V8 career.
No, it hasn't, because he raced all of last race. So officially no, but this race he's done more laps than Barbs has. So
yeah,
it won't last for very long. It is more iRacing clips, to be fair. We're going to be able to promote the league now via the iRacing Not So Top 10, but. Still, it's a fun way to advertise the league, Sinker. Get it out.
Oh God. Yeah. All right.
Sinker's not too chuffed about that one.
No. I'd rather have the battles like we had. Straight to Mind reminds me of, was it Daytona?
Yes, with Leonard, Gamble, and Lob.
Leonard. That was like 2-3 laps. The end of that race was just
even the end of the 500 with James Scott and Zach Rattray White as well.
Mate, if you've got nothing to do, you got the flu, you're at home, just put that on and watch that all day. Green flag, they're off, they're going.
We are back
and
underway.
War Boys is off straight away.
He is off straight away. It was a great restart from War Boys. Urquhart's gone with him, as is Burridge. Mole still where he started the race, but Bettis trying to get up the inside at turn 1. Gets the job done on Nova Sim Sports' Billy Mole, but they nearly make contact on the exit. Lawford in behind now as well, looks to make a move.
Fitzy right now.
Sends it up at turn 2 as well. Gamble did too on Stone Street, so these guys all trying to make moves. What a start though from War Boys. He's managed to just rocket out ahead of the field at this stage, but cars are here, there, or everywhere. They just got to be careful that they do not get caught out amongst each other once again as we come around turn 4 up towards 5. For Warboys, he wants a regular night at the office. He needs it after the last 24 hours. And for Gamble, he wants to try and get some more points under his belt.
Let's face it, he must have sore hands.
Levin and Gamble. Gets it loose off the exit. That might get called in.
Oh, well done.
He might call that in on Levin. We'll see what race control say about it. Anderson's up there too.
I was going to say, War Boys has probably had white knuckles all the way through the 24 hours anyway from the missus holding his hand, and
most likely
he's probably driving with one hand.
So he got a cast on that one for sure.
And no chest hair.
Oh, for sure. Fitzy now inside the top 10, Levin in P9, DeBono P8 on the road. Lawford's done well off the start. He remains where he started, but he's staying consistent. For Bettis and Mueller, these guys just trying to rocket their way forward as Mole gets back past.
Coming down through the first corner, too wide. I'm not sure who that is in that new car.
That's Coleman and Anderson at turn 1.
Nice. They've been side by side, leaving a bit of room, each of them. Coleman's finally got the advantage. I think he might have had a touch there from the M1. That's lifted his rear end a bit. I tell you what, these cars, I just look at what was on screen. These cars don't take much to rotate, do they, with a bit of touch?
No, they don't. So was there contact? Slight contact. Not sure, though, if he turned across on him or if he was far enough up.
Oh, look at Mitch, poor bugger.
Yep. And
look
Martin
at that. Someone else got rotated as well.
Yeah, Stephen Martin, who's already on the comeback train in this race. For Anderson now, he has to try and move his way forward. But for Warboys, it's been an incredible start to this race. Further back to Bono, Lawford and such. And Levin as well. These guys all battling throughout the field.
How close is his front pack? It's
It's
crazy.
so
The
close.
back's going nuts as well. Tell you what, there's some tight racing going on.
Mr. Bono. You can see that rear end is getting a little bit slippery through there. One thing they're going to have to be careful of as well with some cars going off. We mentioned it in race 1 and through split 2 was the gravel getting brought back on track as Bettis sends it up the inside 11 at turn 1 as well. Not quite there to get the job done.
You can actually see it flicking up across that first corner. Wow, all right, viewers, anyone out there you want us to see, let us know. We are at the halfway mark of Heat 2, the feature race as we call it. And you can see all that dirt, just even that little bit coming off. He's not doing too bad, Mr. Coleman. He's up 5 places. Mulford up 8. Who's our biggest mover for this?
John Gowan up 13.
Up 13, doing well.
He's done well. Douglas, we mentioned, is inside now the top 20. Roy Clark up 7 as well. Bush up 5.
Hey, what Benches has got a bit of pace on him, hasn't he?
He does, mate. He does. We know he's a strong competitor in nearly everything that he drives, and it'll be one to keep an eye on this season. He's having a great battle with Brandon.
Incident between car 9-7 and car 11, Dylan DeBono and Ryan Campbell. Dylan DeBono drive-through penalty.
Wow, so that has been confirmed between them. Kennedy, that's a moment with Kennedy and Coleman, and it's Crosby and Coleman, sorry, and they're still going at it.
Oh, what happened there?
Let's find out what's happened with Coleman and Crosby.
He's called that in. I'm not sure what happened. What happened is he got in underneath.
Yeah, he's tucked in.
Oh, he's
no
got in
room
underneath.
there. Coleman, come on.
Well, you know what? He's lucky he's straightened him out.
Couldn't even fit a flask in. He's still trying to do it. I mean, you couldn't even fit a flask in that one. Come on, Coleman. Do better.
It's what did he drive a Holland before, or was it a Mustang?
He drove the Commodore before. Did Coleman?
Okay.
Crosby's always driven the Mustang. For Burridge in the front of the field, he's having a bit of a better night for M1 Racing. He's in a battle with Blake Urquhart here for a podium position. It's the battle for P2. Blake Warboys has started to run away at the front of the field. They've got Billy Mole in behind, so if these guys come together, Mole will be licking his lips to come up from the groundhog hole and just sneak his way onto the podium, which I think we'd both have to celebrate, Sinker, if Mole could start his season out with a podium.
100%. He's on the trajectory he's on is sensational. He's just consistently improving, which is good, and he hasn't stopped it from last season. So, hats off to him. It's 660. Failure to hold brakes. Lap 1 drive-through penalty. So
That
car
is
660.
going the way of 660.
Russell Uren.
Yeah, Russell Uren.
He's already a lap down.
Yep, so that's unfortunate for Russell. As DeBona now comes in for his drive-through as well.
Yeah.
Velocity Sim Labs. Good to see the Velocity Sim Labs boys getting in on the action for Tuesday nights as well. Unfortunately, Gowan's not here this week, but he'll be back in next week to race alongside Dylan and Cam. I'm pretty sure.
What's his excuse again?
I don't know. Too old, maybe. Who knows? Stone Street's gone off the road down at turn 2, as has Rain Campbell, as well as Stephen Kennedy. And behind these guys, Tim Mulford, the Soul Phoenix car out on the road here tonight. We expect Jack Andrews to make an appearance this season across both nights of racing. It'd be great to have him back out there, as well as the return of Rehan Leonage and Will Brown as well when they go racing with us this season in SRW. It's a great battle that's starting to form, though. This is all for the top 10 spots. Gamble's started to run away from him. So Campbell, who won the last race, currently leads the championship. Won't lead the championship out of this race if he remains where he is. Kennedy, Stone Street, Gallen, Mulford, Rigby, and I think Jace Douglas is at the back of this battle pack as well. He is. So this train's starting to form with Davis and Coleman approaching them too. But Coleman may have a traverse through the lane coming his way from race control just quietly off of that moment with Darren Crosby. Or possibly just a little redress, maybe. I don't know. But it was I
don't think he made the position that he was trying to make, so the readdress won't work.
No.
Maybe just a black and white warning or something like that to keep the pedal less to the metal.
Mulford, the sole Mustang in this battle.
Oh, look at this inside run.
Oh, he absolutely sent it on.
He's gone out wide too.
Douglas has run it wide. Mulford's now dropped a spot as well to both Rigby and John Gallen. There's contact up at turn 2. Rigby's run it wide.
I'll tell you what, that was very lucky. Very lucky.
Oh,
that
they're
re-entry
still door
was...
to door. They're not happy.
That re-entry was very dodge.
They're not happy with themselves. Oh,
look at this.
More.
Douglas and
Douglas and Mulford. Mulford's been spun round. Didn't hold brakes into the side, and Douglas takes him with him.
Look at that. That is just escalated from a little tap to something that just does not look right.
And look who snuck through. Mitch Noble. A couple of these boys might be getting a word from race control possibly next week before the race, just reminding them that they need to keep themselves in check a little bit possibly. But Mitch Noble was the big winner out of that. He now gets back to P23 where he started the race.
Mulford's pulled that in. I don't know. There was a lot of rubbing going each way. I can't tell you who.
We'd have to leave it up to race control. I think that's.
Yeah, you can't tell who was doing what. But you know what? Rubbing is racing, and unfortunately, sometimes you just rub a bit too hard. Look at this battle, though. I've got the same battle on my screen as well.
You got to be careful. Got to be careful those things. You don't get some tennis elbow, a bit of RSI when you rub that much out on track. So.
This is true. Yeah. This is very true. And the Australian Open's finished. and don't get me started. Don't get me started on who's the guy that won again?
Oh, I don't know. I don't watch the Australian Open.
Oh, mate, you should have seen him fatigued to the crap. Goes to the dressing room, comes back, and is allowed to continue. He's obviously had something off track to help him get through it. It's like, mate, do you help a marathon runner if he can't walk anymore? Do you give him something to keep playing? There's no way he should have kept playing. They should have just dragged him off.
Contagious one with a phenomenal chat out there. I think some guys forgot to have their wheat bix. I mean, how many do you do? I think those guys only did one today, possibly.
That's it might be a bit maybe too many bevies.
Yeah, quite possibly. Quite possibly. You know, a bit of liquid courage for them out on the road tonight. But
Bono's just called something in.
I'm not sure what it was. Mulford's just lost out to Anderson in the back end of the field. To Bono's.
Tell you what, I'm going to flick my camera over to Gallen because he's having a great little tussle there.
He's having an absolute ripper this race.
Yeah.
He's
become a bit of a silent assassin.
Yeah, he's got that about him, doesn't he?
Yeah, he slides under the radar, but he's got Davis and Coleman going for him flat knacker. So he's got a lot of pressure. Have a look at
He
this.
did that quite a few seasons ago across both the titles that he won in separate leagues, not only here in SRW, but on Thursdays as well. And he just drove the consistent season. You know, he wasn't necessarily the fastest every single week, but he was the most consistent, and that's what got him those titles. And I think he just needs to get back there. That's probably what's letting him down a little bit at the moment, is just maybe that inconsistency. But he's a split one driver on Thursdays, so you know he's a split one driver here on Tuesdays as well. Great opportunity for him to continue to prove himself and continue to get those skills up. And if he can get a race win here on Tuesdays, that'll be massive. Mulford is in.
Did he not drive through?
I don't know. Let's have a look. No, he's stopped. He might have parked it for tonight. Quite possibly.
Okay.
Not sure. Angus Lawford, though, in behind Billy Mole. Oh, that was a big moment for Ryan Bettis running it off the road in the background. That's going to give Scotty Gamble another spot.
That's a blown engine. That's a blown engine.
That is indeed a blown engine for Ryan Bettis. We are within a minute and a half of the end of the race. It's not going to be a safety car, but it will be a blackout OPR car getting towed back to the pit lane. Well, that was already hurting at that point. So he'd actually just pulled it over. He knew it was gone. So unfortunate there
move.
for Ryan Bettis.
He must have heard
Scott Gamble as well is off the road at turn 1 with massive damage as well.
Oh, yes,
What has happened to the 543 of 95 Sim Sports? Down towards
on his
turn
own.
1.
He's just touched. Oh, he's missed
it wasn't
the
even
break
turn
point.
1. It was the final corner. That looked like there was no steering.
Yeah. He's toasted that car. That's in a bad spot too.
It's in a very bad
That
spot.
might be a safety
No,
car.
it won't. We're only 30 seconds to the end.
Okay, maybe it won't be a safety car.
I don't think it will. So for Blake Warboys, he is only a couple of corners away from another race win. The first race win of his career since welcoming his daughter Ava into the world last night. And what a way for him to start it.
Warboys.
You are a cheap man, Sinker. As he comes around up towards the top of the hill with only a few corners left to go. Turn 8 now for Blake Warboys. He's got 5.5 seconds in hand back to Blake Urquhart. And he's proving that even though he has spawned a child into this world, it hasn't dropped him any pace out on track as he runs around the final corner for Blake Warboys. He will come home the race winner in the feature race here this evening for WKMP Sim Sports after starting in P3 on the road. Urquhart will come home P2 after starting in P1 with Burridge just home in P3 with Ryan Mueller in behind. Billy Mole for your top 5. Angus Lawford, Reen Campbell, Blake Fitzpatrick, Brandon Levin and Troy Stoneshit will make it a double top 10 at either end for WKMP. Stephen Kennedy, John Gallen up 19 spots. Jamie Davis, David Coleman, Sean Rigby makes up your top 15 with Darren Crosby, Stephen Banks, Mitchell Muller and Mitch Noble as well. But for Warboys, well, it was just another night at the office, wasn't it?
Yeah, pretty much so. He showed some quality tonight, some class. And, it's good to see him out on track on a very special day. The 28th of January, his daughter was born this afternoon on my wedding anniversary. I love you, baby. I think I got the middle finger.
That's exactly what you want to hear back from your partner on your anniversary, surely, Cinco.
Well, she's probably thinking, what the hell are we doing here while you're racing and we got our wedding anniversary? But all fairness, she's working tonight.
You planned that one well, Cinco, I must say. But
yeah.
It's all right. You go out on the Saturday night, go out for a nice meal or something. Palm the kids, palm your son off to Dean for a bit and just have a nice evening.
You gonna trust my kid of Dean?
Well, better than nobody, He'll be right with Uncle Dean.
I'm warming up to the PER livery. Starting to warm up to that. It's starting to grow on me.
I like the Mustang one more than the Camaro one.
Yeah.
Personally,
but that's because the Camaro's the piece of shit.
No, I don't hate the Camaro itself. I prefer this look on the Mustang. But yeah, I mean, there's a lot of great liveries out there. We'll probably talk about them at length all season. We might even give away a best livery award at the end of the season. For each series, just give them a nice little shout out. But for Warboys, I mean, pretty much ever since the ever since the dot of the green flag dropping at the start of the race, it was an incredible race from him to get up to the lead so early and just hold on to it the whole race. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, 100%. And where's the green room? I can see it. No one's quite ready yet. Are we doing? Is anyone doing any burnouts for me? I know Warboy's doing a bit of sideways action.
Yeah, he's been rolling around. I've just been trying to find some B-roll for us for the end of this race as we move on throughout the rest of it. But
well, round one, mate, is
it's done and dusted for the Supercars for Tuesdays. I mean,
yeah. It's started off with a bang. It's been an awesome, great little night. Quality driving all round. And I think it's just going to get better and better. I hope the viewers were happy. We're pretty much sitting at over 40 to 50 viewers per the show. So great start to the season.
Absolutely phenomenal start to the season. Our scheduling worked out well as well. Becky's gone into the wrong room. He's gone into the briefing room, not the green room. But he's the first one in there, so we'll have a quick chat to him just quickly. Blake Urquhart, congratulations. P2 on the road tonight in race number 2. A great effort from yourself. And how are the sales going on those demo versions of the bus stop seats?
Oh, mate, they're going.
Did we?
Good at the moment. Yeah, g'day, boys. Yeah, P2, I was surprised.
How's it out there, mate?
You must have been a green sector. Oh, mate, second stint was just, I wouldn't think I would have been here, to be honest. The car wasn't behaving. But I don't know if you've seen on the lap, stint 1, race 1, sorry. Put it in the barriers.
Yeah. We saw
yeah, well, I think you did, yeah. But yeah, happy to start off pole. Warboy showed me up. But yeah, good race to him in the podium. But yeah, car felt good. Happy with it. Sitting P2. Can't complain. So it's good to be on the top step with the boys.
How were you liking this car compared to the Gen 2?
They're good. But I still rather the old ones. They bring more hard racing. These, I don't think they do, but
They
sound really good.
Look like the slightest touch sends the rear end going. If someone just touches the slightest bit, it's very light on the rear end and spins you around quite easy.
Yeah, I reckon it's more easier to get turned around if it's just that love tap. I reckon it's more easier to be more available. I reckon so.
Yeah. Well, we'll be looking out for those little love taps, mate. Well, congratulations. Great start to the season. And we're starting, the new livery starting to grow on us. So tell Banksy he's done a good job.
Yeah, thanks, mate. I will do. Looks awesome.
Excellent, mate.
Turkey,
well, congratulations and keep it going.
Yeah, let us know. Helps get you guys out on track for Pacific Esports Racing. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well? For myself, Sinker, and the rest of the league, congratulations on P2 here tonight in the feature race for Brands Hatch of round 1.
Yeah, I'd like to thank, we've got so many sponsors now, whatever's on the car, to give a big shout out to that, and to Banksy and Robbie as well for running the team. It's an awesome team, and hopefully we can be more on the podium for this season.
Very good, mate. Well, best of luck next week out at Indy. We look forward to seeing how you go. And if you're racing on Sunday, best of luck then as well.
Thanks, mate.
Thanks, mate. All right, I've just seen Chris Burrow just snuck down to the waiting room for RC Sinker, so I'm actually going to steal him from down there, and we'll have a quick chat to him. Mr. Burridge, we've just stolen you from the RC waiting room to have a chat to you after this race. P3 on the road, mate. It was a good job from you in really flying the flag for M1. It seemed the other boys, though, got into the wars a little bit.
Yeah, they had a bit of a rough night, didn't they? No good, but, it does happen, I guess. Yeah.
Well, mate, how was the car for you? How's the preparations been in the Gen 3 car? Of course, you guys have had this car now for a month and a half, really. So how to get yourselves prepped for round 1 here? How's it been getting that preparation and really getting comfortable in the car?
Pretty good. Having to do our own setups is very interesting, being the new car. But yeah, I mean the car's pretty awesome. I love it. Lots of fun to drive. And I'm sort of finding a little bit of pace myself, I think, so pretty happy with that. Yeah.
No, mate, Indy Road Course next week. Could be a tough task in these cars. Are you guys feeling comfortable and confident for that one, or is it going to be a week of practice at that track?
We'll definitely do a fair bit of practice, I reckon.
Very good.
Yeah.
Very good. All right, mate. Well, let us know. Helps get you and M1 Racing out on track. Anyone else you wish to give a shout out to as well? And myself, Singer, and the rest of the league, congratulations on P3 here tonight in the feature race.
All right, thank you very much, guys. Obviously, M1 Used Cars up in Queensland. We've got a new sponsor, which is Pecky's Performance and Dyno Tune in Darwin, I think. And obviously, the series sponsor, Warren and Brown Tools. So, and everybody else that keeps the place running. That's really good.
Very good, mate. Well, best of luck next week at Indy. Hopefully we get to have a chat to you once again. And if we don't, best of luck for the rest of the season as well.
All righty. Thank you very much.
Thanks, mate.
Congratulations, buddy.
All right. We've got a fresh dad in the waiting room, Cinco.
Oh, well, he's done nothing but waiting for the last 24 hours.
Nothing but
Do you want
waiting.
to leave him there for another hour?
No, we might do, but Mr. Warboys, congratulations not only on your race win here this evening, but also on the birth of your baby daughter, Ava, as well. We did give you guys a shout at the start of the show. Don't know if you saw it or not, but congratulations. It's been a very, very interesting but also fun 24 hours for you guys, I'm sure. I'm surprised, though, that you're actually on track tonight. I thought there's no way he's going to be racing tonight after that happening.
Yeah, well, after a 48-hour labour and welcoming Ava into the world, it's very little sleep. Didn't think I'd be getting here, but Gem's in hospital with Ava for one more night. Feeding and everything is going really well, so she said go home, get some rest. And like as I was watching the broadcast, and I was like, I wonder if I make it. So made it.
As he's leaving the hospital, looking at his watch every 5 seconds, will I make it?
Got home, fed the cat, turned on the sim. I was like, oh, I've got time. Loaded everything up and got organised and jumped on and had some fun, I guess.
And the rest is history. How heavy is Ava Stephanie Warboys?
She's 3.2 kilos.
Excellent.
Or 7 pound or something.
Yeah. We don't do the pounds anymore. Mate.
Just do pound stuff. So that got
excellent,
converted
mate.
for me.
Yeah. Oh, good. So one more day, and then your life changes completely.
Yeah. One more day, and then we'll have her home. And
did you want to dedicate that win to the little one?
Yeah, 100%. And to Gemma. Well, I don't know how ladies. I don't know how they do that. That is a whole different experience. So
yeah, we us men, we just along for the ride, aren't we?
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah. Natural birth?
Yes, natural.
Yes. All right, cool.
With a little bit of assistance, but everything went well.
Excellent. Well, congratulations to the wife, to you, and the welcoming and new little one there. And
thank you
for the opening round win, mate, on a night where you probably didn't think you were going to go anywhere near that, did you?
Definitely not. This strength of field is quite high, so definitely didn't think I'd be getting to the top 10 in race 1 and then to win race 2. Pretty cool. I think a few boys probably still getting over some new car jitters. Yes. So I think everything will clean up with the coming rounds, and the competition will be really high.
Early good points in this next few weeks is going to be crucial, I think, because once everyone starts settling down, it's going to change the positioning of a lot of cars, I reckon. But
100%.
Done a great job, mate. The livery looks good. Car looks good. Good to have you back, and congratulations on being a dad. Welcome to the world of hell. And you've got a girl, so that yours doesn't end. Mine will just hit the streets and cause trouble. You'll be following her around and making sure that her dates don't cause trouble.
Yeah, exactly right. Stay away, boys.
All right, mate. Who gets you on track and supports you and brings Warboys to SRW?
So to the team, WKMP Sim Sports for everything they do. Wodonga Karts and Parts, Croc Promotion Karts Australia, Super Cheap Auto and the Super Cheap Group, Stone Street Plumbing, Pool Guys Adelaide, Barella Cabinets, LGC Images, Dave 37 Racing, Warboys Motorsports, Send It, Don't Bend It, and Ampere. And well done to Gemma and Ava. So love you both.
Well, mate, well done to you. Congratulations on your first win of the season. We look forward to seeing how you go this season when you can race with us, not only on Tuesdays but also on Sundays as well. Go get some rest. You've earned it now by getting this race win. Hopefully you've got more in your future with us here in SRW, mate. So congratulations and thanks for coming over to chat to us.
Yeah, thanks, guys. Talk to you later.
All the best, mate.
Cheers, guys.
Well, Sinker, round 1 in the books. Done and dusted.
Done and dusted.
Yeah.
4 races.
4 races.
Split 1, split 2.
It's only just ticked over to 10 o'clock as well. So
yeah,
we've
not too far off what we normally do. So it's been a great night.
Yeah.
And special thanks to all the drivers and people out there in the show watching us and the viewers. We were pretty much consistently well over 40 viewers all night. So it's spectacular. Lots of likes, lots of love, lots of conversations. Hopefully everyone will be back next week for some more fun and more action, because I think Tuesday night, lock it in your calendar. It's going to be some spectacular V8 racing if that's what your spice is.
It will indeed. So next week as well, as we mentioned, we'll be racing out at Indy Road Course for the first normal round of the season. So that'll be a 40-minute affair. The week after, we're back in sprint round action for Belle Isle for round 3, Okayama for round 4, and the halfway point of the season for round 5, it'll be the Red Bull Ring for another normal round as well. So big start to the season coming your way. You guys do not want to miss any of it. Tomorrow night for the Super Formula Championship for round number 1, we'll be going racing at Sebring. Thursday night for the first round of the Shannon's Insurance Toyota GR86 Nationals, we'll be going racing around Charlotte Roval Long Course. And then Sunday, we're back for the first round of the Sunday night Warren & Brown Tools V8 Supercars Championship back here at Brands Hatch. But until then, I've been Hamish Munro, joined once again, as always, by Steve Sinkovic. Big thank you goes out to all of our series sponsors, Warren & Brown Tools, Shannon's Insurance, DSL Rail Services, Shunt Scenery, and Grim Industries, the home of the V8 Coffee Table, which can be found on Prime Video's Top Gear Australia during the news, interviews, and other studio segments. But until then, stay safe, drive hard, and as always, bye for now.
This is amazing. I was clash heads again. This is like Chaz Mosca and Cam Waters. Almost the same situation. Better contact going down the hill. Sam Noble wants to sniff on Dave Coleman now. Sam Noble